Comin podcast contains adult themes and language. It's not intended for all audiences. Listener discretion is advised. Now, here's your hosts, Kevin and Chris, with Todd, who has only one job.
Oh shit! He did the fade automatically this time.
With a fucking mind bullet.
So we're back, episode 207 of Coming At You podcast. I'm Christopher Scott with my good friend Bullet, Toddy, and our good buddy Jesse Gray in the studio with us today.
Hello. What's up?
Who's the show brought to us by, Bullet?
Fleshlight, and we have very sad news in the adult world.
Don't just jump right into that yet. Jesus Christ! It's on the list.
He's broken up.
I'm broken up about it. Fleshlight.
Stitcher Smart Radio.
Smarter way to listen to radio, on or off the radio.
Netflix.
They said that they're going to have 80 original movies for 2018 Netflix.
Holy mackerel.
80.
That's a shitload.
They're not fucking around.
They're doing great with the TV shows.
Yeah, they are.
And then the few movies I've seen on there that are Netflix movies, they're not bad. They're signing big stars, too.
Fox is getting most of the Fox Entertainment division, save for like a few sports channels and shit, is getting bought by Disney because Fox can't compete with Netflix.
That's crazy.
And plus,
they just raised the membership too. It's like it went up
yeah.
$1, but it's worth it.
Totally worth it.
But we'll talk about it later. But Fox being bought by Disney means that you can have X-Men and the Avengers in the same movie now.
Oh shit! Also brought to us by Dads and Cargo Shorts. Extreme Cage Combat, February 3rd, 2017 or 2018. We're going to be at the Philadelphia Armory. Bullet and I will be calling the fights. Toddy may show up to get us our beverages while we're there. Also brought to us by Jack Daniels.
Band-Aid for your soul.
Resp Tattoo.
I just talked to Resp. I'm going to see him tomorrow.
Are you getting a tattoo from him tomorrow?
I don't know, maybe.
We should go get tattoos. Jesse and I are talking about getting tattoos. Black belt tattoos. Also brought to us by Philly Comedy Club. You can use the podcast code CAYPOD for discounted tickets. This Friday they have, I'm going to butcher this chick's name. Subda, you say it.
God damn, she is sexy as hell.
Say her name.
Subda Agaral.
And who else?
God, she is an attractive looking woman.
Funny, too.
Mm.
She's got to be. She's working at Comedy Club.
Mm. She's a writer for the Jim Jeffries Show.
All right. Who else?
Mike Cross and Phil Duckett.
All right. And then there's a show at 7 and 9. Can I have my phone back, please? There's more.
Just looking at you. Louis Gomez and Dave Smith.
That's on the 15th.
All right. Well, I'm just trying to help a brother out.
You're not helping me by touching my phone. I don't trust you, bitch. So on Friday the 15th, you have Louis J. Gomez, Dave Smith, and Legion of Skanks. Use Legion of Skanks.
I think I went to high school with him.
Oh, he's from Legion of Skanks.
Oh, okay.
Imagine that. If Bullet thought there was a Legion of Skanks there, he would have been the first guy in line.
I thought that was a group on my phone list.
Speaking of skanks, your girl August Ames died.
Now, first of all, that ain't right to do.
I know. I don't know her at all, but you seem to be really heartbroken about. Actually, hold on. Let's do our shots.
Where's mine?
Yours is sitting right in front of you, right here. You put your drink in front of it.
Everybody watch Todd.
Here's to Todd. Sucking our balls.
Watch. Gold. Keep an eye on him. Keep an eye.
As soon as Jesse looked away, he made a face.
Keep an eye.
He's going to break down.
I can do it. Not today, boys.
All right.
Question me.
He's doing better. But I guess this girl was a porn artist, right?
Mm-hmm.
An artist.
An artist. She's
an artist.
It's an art form, I guess, right?
The way she worked in cock.
Basically, what happened was
semen.
She must have been having some depression issues or whatever. But several days ago, she sent out a tweet that she did not want to do a scene with a male star because he had been doing gay for pay. And she's just like, no, I'm not going to do it. It's like a real taboo in the adult industry.
Why is that taboo?
Because she's like, I don't know what he's doing in his private life. I guess he doesn't get. I don't know why, but in any case, she got
Doesn't he get blood tests and stuff?
I don't know, but she just said she didn't feel comfortable doing it. She got cyberbullied to the point where she killed herself.
She got cyberbullied over not sleeping with a guy who does gay for pay?
Yeah.
And she killed herself over that?
I'm sure there was other issues.
There had to be a million other issues. That can't be the only one. That's just probably the tipping point, I would think.
Well, speaking of tipping, like you know how you tip your 40 in memory. I kind of
You tipped one?
I tipped something.
Tipped one?
How many times did you jerk off to her since she died?
Well, the weird thing was I cranked one out last week to her.
Maybe you killed her.
I didn't.
Maybe that's why she felt so bad.
And Jesse's statement when he sat down, he goes, "That's a lot of loads." Because we were talking about
412 million views on Pornhub alone.
We were talking about her rank, and she obviously probably moved a few spots during this week, but she's ranked number 9 on Pornhub. And how many followers?
I don't know.
Or how many views? You said
412 million.
412 million. You got to think probably 400 million of those at least are dropping a load.
Easy.
That's a whole country of new kids.
Yeah, dude.
Right?
That's repopulating a whole new planet.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I find the Pornhub rankings more accurate and more interesting than the UFC rankings.
How do you rank them though? Like, what do they do? Is it most views? Is that how they do it?
How the fuck does the UFC rankings go? I mean,
No, we're talking about Pornhub.
I said I think they're more consistent. That's
I
based
heard
on,
what you said. I'm asking how you think they fucking rank
It's
them.
got to be views.
by
It's
views.
got to be
Gotta be,
views,
yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Searches, views.
So if that chick died and you said she went down a spot,
yeah.
meaning down closer to number 1,
Well, it had a 9, but there was an arrow pointing down, which means that
she's
trending down
she's trending down
in more ways than one.
Oh, Jesus.
Jesus Christ!
She's 6 feet worth of points down.
I'm just saying.
Little gallows humor.
You guys are just fucking evil
But
pricks.
you have this weird thing that anytime somebody famous dies, you get so fucking broken up about it.
Well, because I had like an assumed relationship with this girl.
You're like, you ever see that movie She with the app? Joaquin Phoenix is the guy, and have
You
you
mean
ever seen
her?
that? Yeah, her, whatever it is, yeah. But he has this relationship, and halfway through the movie, he finds out that he's not the only one talking to her and having a
Yeah, but what I'm
relationship with her.
saying is,
Have you
like-
seen that movie?
No, is that the one where Scarlett Johansson does
Yeah.
the...
Yes, it's a great movie. But Bullet's that guy.
But here's let's. I could fucking.
no.
If you had a bad day at work, or you know what I mean, or whatever, you come home, you crank one out. I cranked one out to her.
I've
I
never
felt better.
done that to make my day better.
Oh, get out of here!
Swear to God, I've
You-
never just said,
Yeah,
you know what's gonna make me feel good, Jess?
I know
I'm
what
gonna
you do.
beat my dick.
I know what you
I'm
do.
gonna feel better.
I think every other excuse I've had except for that one too.
Yes, I've
I think
never
I'm with him
had
on
that
one.
excuse.
Really?
Yeah. That's a weird
But
excuse.
every other weird thing that
You
you,
never-
want to think of, boredom or like, hey man, it's really sunny outside.
yeah,
Knock one out.
boredom for
Well,
sure.
I've done that
I
too.
mean, yeah.
I'm just saying. Sometimes it's nice to get a good stress pull.
Bullets is a little bit more. It's so dreary out.
Drippy.
It's never the sunny part.
Drippy.
It's never the sunny.
So that cheers you up?
It doesn't cheer you up to get a nut.
No, I don't really have any emotions involved with it. I don't think when I'm just doing it
That's
by
a lie.
myself.
think I
That's
do
a lie.
either.
He curls up and starts crying.
Well, you
Is
don't.
that an emotion?
You don't really get to nut that much, so I could see why you wouldn't understand about the emotion part.
No, I don't. I don't get to share the nut. Nutting on my own, I do fairly often, fairly well.
Do you
but
do
it
like-
doesn't cheer me up, though. It doesn't.
So wait
do you
a
have
minute.
any kind of
No,
association?
it's like when a dog takes a shit and they run around the yard really
yeah,
fast.
like I
Well,
might kick
that's-
my feet on the carpet
That's
a few
because
times.
you guys are married and live with people where you got to do like the quiet fucking the dad jerk, like in the shower, standing up, just real. See, I make it a celebration. It's like it's almost if Alexander the Great is coming home from a triumphant.
Tarps unfurled
There's
from the
Well, it's got
ceiling.
fucking
plastic
trumpets going.
everywhere, and there's a big 55-gallon drum of hand lotion next to his bed.
I have the fucking surround sound on. No, I do it in the living room.
Hey, somebody pointed out, and I figure you guys would want to know, that somebody mentioned that there's 2 black belts in the house tonight.
Hey, we kind of
I know,
mentioned it
I'm
already.
I'm just telling you something
Who's
quick.
mentioning that?
WTF Mang?
I don't know. What the
What the
fuck,
fuck,
man?
man?
What the fuck, man? That's a good name, though.
That is a good name.
But again, Todd wedged that in at an inappropriate time.
You know what? If I didn't, he'd go, why didn't you say anything?
No, I do appreciate it from
Especially it was about you.
What the fuck?
It was about
Mang,
you.
Mang, Mang,
It was about
Cheers,
you.
brother.
Batman. but I don't have any associated feelings with jerking off. Like when I get done, I don't just sit there. I might have shame. That's happened a few times.
That happens all the time.
But I've never had the like an elation or
all
like
the
a
time.
joyous feeling when I was done.
Yeah.
There's nothing quite like being right at the top of the mountain and then realizing you're a 40-year-old man living in an apartment with your cock in a
So I would think you
silicone
have
fucking
sadness then.
It's very sad.
Could be a lot fucking worse, dude.
Oh yeah, that
Could be a lot
too.
worse.
That too. But you do start to wonder where your life turned left when it should have turned right.
You could be like jerking off in a drainage ditch or something. So, you know,
That's true too. I mean,
That's
see, now I
true.
feel a lot better
Yeah,
about
it's
it.
not too bad.
You know,
what
what?
I
Thanks.
mean?
Now I'm going to continue
Always
with
look
my
on the bright
ways.
side of
But-
I was
life.
gonna continue with my
EJ's
ways.
dad.
AJ.
No, he wrote EJ.
Oh,
Oh,
it's
Ed.
Ed. Yeah,
Ed,
Ed's a
yeah.
good dude. That's
What's
a
up,
good
Ed?
name. I like that name.
That is a good name.
What the fuck, man? So August Ames is dead, which is very sad,
It is.
right?
23 years old.
Yeah, but you know what? You say she's cyberbullied, but there had to be a lot more involved with that.
Sure,
it
but that
can't
was-
be. Oh, you didn't sleep with this guy because he's
Well, that was
doing
probably
gay for
the
pay.
tipping point.
How
Yeah,
is
there's
that?
there's
tipping
like
point,
underlying
though?
depression or something going on there, and then
People are too tied up in social media, though. That's a big problem these days.
Well,
Like you see
in a
kids all
job-
the time,
in a
like
job like that too. I mean,
You
fuck.
realize the
your
irony.
looks and what you do. Are
You
based on
realize the
fans.
irony of this motherfucker talking about people too tied up in social media.
Why? I'm not too tied up in social media. I just like to share pictures of myself so
Any
people
ti-
enjoy them.
Anytime I want to know what the anytime I want to know what
It's more
Chris,
like this, Jesse.
anytime I want to know what Chris's beard, who was there at the morning roll, or what the fucking moon looks like, I'll just go to Chris's Instagram.
Anytime I want to see Bullet without his shirt and one of his bass guitars in his hand, I'll just go on your page.
I don't mind the guitar porn.
Oh,
I,
But
fo-
like-
I,
like
fo-
you
I
guys-
follow for the guitar
Like a week
porn.
or two ago, he had like 8 around his neck.
So what is guitar porn?
Yeah, actually,
You enjoyed that pic?
Yeah, I enjoyed.
How
that.
long did it take you to prep that pic and then get the camera in hand?
I was a little worried he might
To take the
fucking finish
selfie.
up on one of the guitars. So.
come on down.
That's
I
not.
know, I
that's
know, I
not
know.
like.
Professional.
That's not like, hey, let me take a quick selfie. It's
Okay,
like,
here's
hey,
what it
hold on,
was.
let me prep for 20 minutes by wrapping these things around my neck.
Nope, not
and
even
then
that.
put a camera over here.
He's got
Oh,
a-
it accidentally happened?
He's got a nice quiver.
So what happened was, I saw an old picture of Zach Wild where he had like four Les Pauls on.
I've seen that. Yep.
So I was like, oh, that's kind of funny. I'm like, I got 5 Fenders right here. I was like, I wonder if I could do that. Now at the time I was bored, I was drunk, and I was high. So I was like, let me go and try this out. So I had them all, and I'm walking like real son. I'm like, fuck, okay, here I go. Let me set the thing up.
Yeah, it's a lot of weight.
There you go. No, it happens.
Where were you walking to with them? Because you have that room off to the side of your house. Like, you couldn't even make it through the doorway with all those around your neck.
It was in the living room. I put them in the living room, and then I put them on, and then
So
took
this
the
is like
picture.
a whole process
It was like a 5-minute thing, Chris. It was 5 minutes.
to take a selfie.
No.
Did somebody else take the picture?
Yes.
Who?
Angela Lansbury.
All right. So anyway, so over the weekend, we had a bit of a celebration for Jesse and I. Both got our black belts, and you came out to my black belt
With every intention of heckling you and watching you cry.
every intention. And I saw him walk in, and I was in the middle of running with a heavy bag over my shoulder, and I just made eye contact when I went like, "That's fine. I don't need this right now."
Yeah. I was like, I would have been done from the running.
And
Fuck
it consisted of first just running laps, right? And I did everything to prepare for this,
Yeah.
but except running. So I did planking, I did pull-ups, I did a lot of sit-ups.
Did you train jiu-jitsu?
I did some jujitsu. I was really,
Couple rolls,
I was
yeah.
I was ready physically to do some standard shit, and then the belt testing started, and Popo just looks over us. He goes, "Start running."
I mean, you've seen that 2006 video, the Godoy video.
Oh
right?
yeah, but,
The
but
drop
it's only
kick.
6 minutes.
Yeah, but it was like that. He did most of the shit that was in there.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah, like so we started running, and it was probably a half hour into running. I started getting tired, and I saw him direct 2 guys to go over and take the Muay Thai bags down. And I'm looking at him like, "Fuck, this sucks."
He was rocking a fucking righteous hair helmet.
Oh
too.
yeah, he had the whole afro thing going, and
He had
then
like a Huey Lewis
he-
hair helmet.
he's like, "You 2 guys can stop for a second."
He does. I don't give a fuck. Tell him.
He's like, you two guys can stop for a second, and he points over to the bags. He's like, put them on their shoulders, and then we start running. And then every time you get tired and you drop your bag, there's 2 guys there to stand up, pick it up, and put it right back on your shoulders
Just
for
hit
you.
the B square.
Just switching sides. Once we got tired of doing that for a while, he added a partner with us. Right, so then I had a partner running for a little bit while longer.
Who
And
was
then-
it? Who was your partner?
Mine was Jake. I had an option of 2 different guys. One was Zach. Zach's a good dude. He's no physical strength whatsoever.
Couldn't cut it.
Well, I looked at him. He's like, "What do you think my weakness is
Zach.
in jiu-jitsu?" I said, "Your weakness is you have no strength. Like you have nothing. Like literally nothing."
Oh.
And he's a good dude. But I looked at him and I looked at Jake, and
Zach got his blue belt.
yeah, and it was the two of us, Judah, Mike, and I had to pick a partner, and I said, Jake, you're going with me. And I looked at Zach. I'm like, no offense. I just started running. So we did that, and then we dragged some partners around, and then it came to the throws. The throws were pretty brutal.
Your back has to be fucking killing you.
Well, today's the first day I'm feeling normal again. My neck was killing me, and every time I got up, like there was one point where I looked over and Bullet's like cheering me on.
I felt like the fucking corner guy.
Oh, you were there,
Rocky
Bullet?
IV? Yeah.
Yeah, oh yeah. Todd didn't show up. He didn't even text me to tell me great job.
Todd, you didn't show up?
No.
I felt like the corner
It's a
guy from
monumental
Rocky
step.
IV. Like, this is supposed to be an exhibition.
And then he's like, it's not how many times you get knocked down. It's how many times you get knocked
I seriously thought about yelling that, and I was like, fuck.
But he was literally just running through me with these shots, like just planting me.
I saw some.
Yeah, I got the whole video now.
Yeah.
Like it was sent to me, and it was brutal. And then after that, I thought I was done. Like I'm like, okay, cool, this is great. And then he starts putting MMA gear on. I'm like, oh fuck,
Yeah.
this is gonna be bad. At one point, he did a
Leaping liver punch.
leaping Superman punch
Yeah,
into
it
my
sucked.
liver
It
as I
sucked.
was on my back. It just crushed me with it.
Cried like a girl. He was like,
I was like,
Liver shots in the fucking
and I was
worst.
started dry heaving, right? I was dry heaving, and he kind of just does like a baseball slide and turns to north south and pins both my arms with his shins, and just starts raining punches into my liver, just one after another. And when that was done, that was probably one of the happiest moments of my life. But just
You know who the happiest
Terrible.
person in the room was? His wife. She was so happy watching you get your ass kicked like that.
I think so.
She probably, you talk about porn. She probably uses that for porn.
You know what? Probably.
Put that in the diddle bank.
It definitely cheered her up, as porn does you.
I felt so bad. I was like, Chris, come on, you gotta move. I'm saying like all the cliche shit. I'm like, come on, buddy, you trained 10 years.
Do something.
Breathe. You gotta move, Chris.
But,
You gotta move.
but it was just defend. And Judah Mike, he was getting some soccer kicks to the liver.
Damn.
Brutal.
It looked like Ike Turner telling Tina to get on the stage. That's what it looked
But
like.
it was one of those things when I was done, I was like, I'm so glad I'm done. I never have to go through it again. And the best part is the one guy who's one guy got a brown belt, one guy got his second or third stripe on his brown belt, and he's just thinking to himself, he's like, oh,
Fuck.
because now there's multiple guys to do it to him,
Yeah.
and there's gonna be guys not getting tired, just pounding him into the ground. And I came home. Him and I went out for a beer. Next day, I was hurting bad.
Yeah, you were in rough
Monday
shape,
hurting
dude.
bad. Tuesday hurting bad.
Hey, welcome to my life.
Yesterday felt like shit. Today I felt normal. I rolled today. Felt fine.
You got the Portuguese version, dude.
Yeah, it was.
I
bad.
got
What happened to you?
But Peach did something awesome for him. And can I say it, or do you want to talk about it?
No, well, so
You probably describe it a little better.
years ago when Peach got his black belt, like 3.5 years ago. So one day he forgot his black belt. He called me up, said, "Hey, can you start class for me? I got to run back to the other gym and get my black belt." So I bought him a black belt, and I told him, I said, "Hey, thanks for all the years, having my back. This, the least I can do for you."
How many years ago was that?
It was like 3.5 years ago.
Okay.
So he gets his first stripe on his black belt, brings me up, he gives me the black belt. It's the same black belt that I gave him
Oh, that's cool.
3 years ago, and he said, "Yeah, he held on to it
That's
that
pretty
whole time
awesome.
for." Yeah, that's cool.
Did he use it, or was
No,
he just...
no. He held on to it the
That's
whole
pretty
time.
cool.
So I'm his first black belt. And
So let me get this right. He re-gifted you?
yeah, he
re-gifted you.
in the best way possible. That was the
Yeah.
only fucking re-gifting I'll ever accept.
Wait a minute. I gave you this toaster 3 years ago.
And speaking
Nah, it
of
was cool.
like black belts and stuff, do you guys follow like Eddie Bravo and some of those guys on who is it? Glover. I follow them, and
Jeff Glover?
those guys are like heavy into the flat Earth thing right now. And Rogan posted a picture of
From NASA.
an astronaut in space, and
Yeah.
all these dudes are like, it's CGI.
Wait, Eddie Bravo believes it's flat toe now?
Oh yeah.
Eddie
He
Bravo
always did.
smokes a lot of weed. I got his book. I remember I got his book about like 10 years ago. I was in LA, and I was like, "Oh, cool! It's an Eddie Bravo book." So I get it. I'm flipping through. Oh, there's cool techniques and shit. Maybe there's something I'll glean from it, right? I'm on the plane ride home. I'm reading it.
Gleaning.
The first 20 pages are about why you should smoke weed and roll. I'm like, what the
Really?
fuck is it? Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I've heard that.
But
big time.
I'm surprised.
What
when
is
I-
what is the advantage?
Well, it's basically
It
like
just
alpha
opens
brain.
your-
It basically
opens your brain up a
free your
little bit.
mind.
Yeah.
I think what he's saying is it basically relaxes his brain and allows him to kind of focus and for people that have anxiety issues or whatever, it kind of rolls the volume back on the radio, so to speak, and he can kind of be more in the moment. And there's probably evidence to support that for some people, but I don't think it's a one size
But the
fits all.
part that amazes me that people actually think that the world is flat.
That I can't believe that people are that fucking dumb.
I'm reading some of it, and I'm like, is this person
You have people in Alabama that are going to elect a child molester.
I know. Well,
in the Senate.
Let's stay on the flat Earth thing for a second.
I'm saying you think it's surprising if people believe the Earth is flat.
It's not surprising. It's just like, what the fuck, man? Like
how do you even get to that point where you think?
I'll tell you why.
You have to work that hard.
I'm going to tell you why.
Yeah, but all you need to see is look out and see the horizon, and you can't.
I'm going to tell you why. This is the reason.
Well, a lot of these guys are like, oh, I walked 5 miles in a row, and it was flat the whole time. Or it's got to be flat. Where's all the water going?
The reason why we have these problems are because we're at the top of the food chain, and we don't have any natural fucking predators, and we got nothing better to fucking do.
So those guys don't get killed off, pretty much.
This is basically,
It's just thing.
Basically a fucking problem of that.
But I want to talk about how people can enthusiastically believe in that. That's the part I'm having a problem.
I think part of it is just people wanting something.
Some of it for shock
to
value.
believe in that's counter.
They want to be contrarian.
That's exactly right. They want to be contrarian. That's counter to whatever the normal thinking is that people just want to say.
Right. It's just
I believe in this because it's opposite.
It amazes me, and it seems to be the same type of people, like the conspiracy theorist types.
A lot of people with weak will out there, man. A lot of people just want to fucking be part of something.
It's
every other planet in the universe.
They can look at the moon.
Round.
They can look at the moon and see that it's round.
Every planet
maybe
is
it's
round
flat on its side.
It's a disc. It's a disc out in
know,
space, but it's amazing.
Look, if Christopher Scott photography has taught me anything,
Christopher Scott images,
it's that the fucking moon,
The moon
is round.
But you see some of these guys like talking about this, and it's just like, what the fuck are these guys on? Like, how can you believe it? I think
Lots
some
of
of them
drugs.
is for pure shock, just to get some people like having conversations. Like Joe Rogan had that post today, and it's clearly a camera from space. And then one guy, I was reading some of the comments, and the guy's like, why is it always a wide angle in space? And I'm like, what the fuck is going on with these people? And they're probably the same people that would think that the fires in LA are not real.
Yeah, dude.
Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Have you seen those?
Yeah.
Holy fucking
Well,
shit.
yeah, I mean, part of it goes too, right, is that people are now growing up in a world where online there's so much shit and like you see some stuff that you're like, holy fuck, that can't be real. And a lot of shit isn't
not real.
that people have manufactured, but it looks so good anymore that you've got a whole generation
Well,
of people
video
that
games
grew
in
up.
10 years or 15
Yeah.
years from now, you're not going to be able to tell if you're in the real world or not.
That's what I'm saying. Like, so there's people, but
Did you see the sex robot? Did you see the sex robot? There's a sex robot
said
that
that
can fucking
The whole room went quiet.
It's got a Scottish accent and it can fake orgasms and do all kinds of shit.
It's got a Scottish accent?
Yeah, he goes.
Oh, that's a good one.
It's a guy?
It's a chick, but the guy who made her said he just liked
said
that
he.
accent. Yeah, well, it's a robot. It's not really a he or a
Scottish
she.
accent
Dickhead.
would be good.
Sean Connery.
Yeah, right.
Shake it, not stir.
Sean Connery was a bad
Would you
motherfucker
like a
because
pinky
he
in
was
Is he
your
still
eye?
alive? Is he still alive?
and still smacking bitches up if they get out of line.
Yeah, he's still pounding them too.
Yeah.
But like you see, like as
Original
to
Bond.
Jesse's point, like he's talking about like stuff is so good these days, video games, photoshopping.
But there's a level of stupidity that coincides with that. as
Yeah,
well,
like-
right?
like
You know,
Catfishing.
Catfishing, like just stuff
Yeah.
like where people
it's hard to tell what the fuck is real. And
they
what's
believe
not.
anything they see.
Right.
Some of these folks, and when the people, and you see these people that will believe anything they see, but they're also the same people that doubt like the real stuff.
Think about Facebook, like some of the shit that people share on Facebook from like these shady fucking sources, and I generally call people out when I see that stuff.
Yeah.
And I've called people out, and they say, "Well, even if once they realize,
look at the
even
Las
if it's
Vegas
fake,
shooting.
I still would like to believe that."
Look at the
And you're
Las
like,
Vegas
Jesus
shooting.
Christ,
Dude. all the false stories that were being reported about the Las Vegas shooting. People don't want to do the homework. If they read it online, it's got to be true, and then they just run with it instead of trying to figure out and do their own research.
But then there's guys that are the complete opposite of that do zero research, and whatever you post, they're going to say something counter to it.
Yeah.
Well, they're just contrarian. They just want to be
Like
Were you
this
pointing
guy.
at him?
Yeah, I'm pointing at him.
Who?
You.
Why?
You always do that. Somebody will post something and you say something negative just to get the fucking stir the soup.
Give me an example.
That one time.
Yeah.
Okay, that one time.
It may not.
You've
be
already admitted you do it before.
It may
No, I
not be
didn't.
contrarian. It may just be you just
And
like
that was
to fuck with
significant.
people.
That was a significant.
It was a
significant
breakthrough
occurrence.
moment for you when we had it in here.
Okay, name the time that I've done it.
Well,
If I do it all
I'll-
the time,
You
then
had to
should-
backtrack. 'cause
You
you
haven't
felt
done
bad.
it recently.
You had to. You backtrack because you felt bad.
If there is such a catalog of me doing this, then you should clearly be able to come up with examples.
Are you serious?
I'm not going to fact check.
This dude's
I don't
gonna-
have
No, you fact check him because this fucking asshole is playing innocent right now, and he knows he's
I'm not. If I'm doing it, you
You
know I
deleted the
can't help
post?
but smirk or giggle.
No,
Did
I
you delete
know you're doing it. But
I'm
there's
not.
been times where you've said, "Oh, I just did that, and I didn't actually read the article."
I would like for you.
We
to
have it
come-
on one of the shows. I just gotta find the show.
Okay,
you talked
so,
about it for like 10 minutes.
So I've done it once, or I have
You've
a
done
history
it
of doing it. So,
multiple times.
well, then you should have no problem finding an example.
They're
of
on
it.
other people's pages.
Oh, so now it's hard for you to find if I do it all the time.
Yes.
I mean, I'm only using your own
Do
words.
you swear on your child you've never done that before.
I don't have to swear my child never done it because doing it once is a whole lot different than you do it all the time.
Swear on your child you haven't done it multiple
I
times.
swear on your child I haven't done it multiple
See,
times.
there you go.
This feels like an argument between a married couple.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Remember
Well,
that
he is.
time you did
He
that
is his
thing?
emotional friend.
Yeah, he is so full of shit.
They are accusing me of things,
Great Christmas tree, by the way.
and
Yeah.
and I'm just saying, you know,
It's true.
this
Yeah.
is why. You know what? I'm
How
not.
world we live in.
I'm not even happy about your black belt. So there.
Speaking of holidays,
I don't even think you deserve it.
you got your Christmas tree up?
Yeah, I have my Charlie.
Is that
Brown
actually your Christmas tree?
Yeah, my Charlie Brown Christmas tree.
That's
you do
actually your
something. You
Christmas
do
tree?
something else.
I saw it. That's it.
That is my actual Christmas tree.
What about your little? How about
Yeah, you don't
what-
do something for Cinnamon Jr.?
Cinnamon Junior
That is. There, look, I put an extra fucking ornament on. I put a luchador on it.
for Cinnamon Junior?
He doesn't give a fuck, okay? He's not
He
some
doesn't give a fuck because you tell him he doesn't give a fuck, or
He's-
he doesn't give a fuck.
because he's not a namby-pamby bitch. You know what this little motherfucker told
Does
me the
his
other
mom
day?
have a big tree?
Yeah, well, there you go. There's his big tree. This motherfucker actually told me this. I said,
He's a motherfucker?
he is. He is.
Damn.
He's got a big. He's got a low key big hog. So I'm like, I'm like,
My son
Awkward.
Declan's like
Awkward.
that.
Awkward.
Yeah.
I'm like cinnamon. No,
I got one too.
Cinnamon Junior. I'm like,
Now, just to clarify, you're Cinnamon Senior?
yeah.
Okay.
I'm like, hey, Cinnamon, because I'm spicy. Cinnamon Junior. I'm like, Cinnamon Junior. Do you want this for Christmas? I said, do you want Santa Claus to bring you for this for Christmas? And he says, no, I don't want Santa Claus to bring that. I want the mailman to bring that. I'm like, why the fuck do you want the mailman to bring that to you? He goes, because the mailman comes every day. Santa only comes once a year. I'm like, this motherfucker is an OG.
It's logic.
It's logic.
That's
but,
fucking.
but you
cuts through
you were
shit.
one of the guys who's like, oh, anti this, anti that.
Well,
And now that
okay,
you have a
and-
kid,
What's anti this, anti that? What am I anti?
Establishment.
atheist?
I'm definitely not an organized. Yeah, I guess.
Okay,
you'd say.
so for years you've been saying, like, I don't celebrate Christmas, I don't do his other shit. Now you have a
It's a
kid.
pagan holiday anyway.
yeah, it's
right.
Yuletide. It's the
Now-
Yule.
Now you
Yule
have a
log.
kid.
Yeah.
Now you celebrate Christmas?
No, I'm celebrating the season. The reason for the season, actually,
Why do
it's
you have
not.
a tree?
I don't have a tree. Oh,
I
because
saw a picture of a
saw a
tree.
first of
picture.
all, hold on, cocksuckers.
It's got an ornament on it.
Yeah,
It's a Yule.
guess
Two
what?
of 'em.
That,
Yule.
that's
Luchador.
That's a Yule. That's a Nordic holiday. That's a tradition
Fuck
anyway. And Odin was the first one to bring gifts to kids that the Christians fucking plagiarized and put fucking Santa Claus and Jesus. So suck a cock. And if you read the fucking Bible,
gonna get matching
Jesus
tattoos.
wasn't even fucking born on the winter solstice. He was born in fucking April. The only reason why they moved it was because the
god of
pagans' big
sun.
fucking holidays.
The god of sun.
Because why?
It was a pagan holiday for the fucking winter
If
solstice.
you look
Why
at
are you yelling?
most of Christianity, they've absorbed pagan holidays.
Right,
and
my
religion.
point is
They've
that-
absorbed their dates.
Look at him
They've absorbed
backpedaling.
their
That- I'm not
dates.
backpedaling. My point is that
What the fuck's the Easter Bunny have to do with Christ?
are you going to tell your kid
Nothing. But it's
He
the
came
Hold on,
fucking.
hold
out
on, hold on.
of the. He came out of there with him.
Cinnamon Jr., you and him are going to sit around the Yule tree? That's what you're going to tell him?
No, I'm gonna say
Here-
here's your
here-
gift because
here's
you're
your fucking Christmas tree is what you're going to say.
No,
Here's your Christmas present. You're not going to say, here's your Yule present.
no,
No, you're a fucking piece of shit. You're
That's
fucking
not what I said.
lying.
that's not
You're
what I
going to
said.
celebrate it like everybody else does
No, I'm
for
not.
your kid so
No, I'm
he
not.
has a Christmas.
No, I'm actually not.
Guaranteed.
Well, you can guarantee anything.
In writing. Just wrote it.
I'm not gonna. I'm gonna say
You're,
here
you're
you go,
not going to
cinnamon.
do that.
It doesn't-
I call,
Chris,
I
you can
call
get
it
him on-
Christmas for my kids, but in here, like
No,
when
I
they,
understand that.
like when they ask me, they ask me, oh, Dad,
Bef-
they go to Catholic school. Are you Catholic? And I tell them,
No.
No, I get that. I'm fine with that.
I'm not Catholic.
What I'm saying is he was dead set against all this stuff,
I am.
and you're going to celebrate it, though, because you have a kid.
No, I'm not.
Dude, I bet his house is so decorated.
It's
right
not
now.
at all. It's not at
Are
all.
you going to get a picture of him with the Yule guy at the mall?
No, he doesn't go see Santa.
Yule
He doesn't go see Santa. He doesn't go see Santa at all.
So there's no
You guys-
holiday pictures of
Krampus.
him?
He's
Yeah,
No.
gonna
you're
take him
sitting around, you're gonna watch
take him to
Krampus.
see Krampus.
No, there's no pictures of him with Santa. He doesn't like Santa.
Does he have a Yule stocking at your house?
See, now he's being a cunt.
I'm asking you a question.
Now-
Yes,
now-
he's
now-
poking. He's poking.
I,
No,
no,
he's being
no.
a cunt.
He has a Yule stocking, right?
He's being because
There's no stocking at your house?
He doesn't have, dude. I don't have stockings. I don't have a Christmas tree, a
I
big
guarantee you
Christmas
have
tree,
stockings.
or lights, or
That's
fucking
got
snowmen, or
different
none
kind
of
of
that shit.
stockings.
I don't know, but I bet if you look it up, that's probably also some kind of old pagan tradition that they
No, I get that.
absorbed.
I don't have any of that shit.
I don't believe that.
Don't be mad at me because I know more about your religion and I don't fucking believe it.
What's my religion?
You're a Christian.
Okay. So
There's nothing.
that's not the point of the conversation.
Backpedaling.
No, I'm not backpedaling. I'm saying you
Well,
are going to
there's-
celebrate the
There's
things
something
that
really unique about a guy with 12 disciples who was rose from the dead. It's called Mithra.
I've got Odin's ravens
No, no, no.
tattooed on me.
I'm
Look, no
saying
eyes.
holiday.
Look,
We're
okay.
talking about a holiday.
No, let me tell you right now. You know what Christianity is? Christianity is just
The
a
conversation is about the goddamn
Christ-
fucking holiday, and you
Well,
keep getting off
reason
track.
for the season. Christianity is just merely a cult in the fucking Roman religion that fucking rose above the others, and because they were fucking sacrificing motherfuckers left and right in the Colosseum, pagans were like, what is this religion about? And then they're like, you know what? Fuck this. Once the Romans got a hold of Christianity and turned it into Catholicism, you don't have to have multiple
Can
gods.
we talk about
you just have
Christmas
patron saints of
and
everything.
the fact that you're going to celebrate Christmas with
I
your
am
son?
not going to celebrate Christmas.
Did you
So-
get him? Did you get him any gifts?
Yeah.
What kind of gifts are they?
All kinds of stuff. I got him a xylophone.
No. What kind of fucking gifts?
Did you get him a
did
xylophone?
Yeah, got
Awesome.
him a xylophone.
Nice.
He wanted a glockenspiel. I'm like, how the fuck do you even say that, you little motherfucker?
Did you get him a Yule gift or did you get him a Christmas gift? In
I-
his mind, what is he receiving?
In my
Not your mind. What is the kid fucking receiving?
He's 4 years old. He don't give a fuck what he thinks. I'm
Just
telling you
answer
right
the
now.
question. How is it being presented to him?
Is it wrapped?
You're the one backtracking.
Is it wrapped or just
I
coming
said-
out in the
I
bag?
Is it wrapped?
Well, Amazon,
Does it have a receipt with it?
as a gift receipt.
Is it
Amazon
wrapped?
receipt?
Yeah,
Is it wrapped?
Amazon wraps it.
I don't think it's a bad thing that
No,
he's following some of the traditions.
No,
that are
no,
like
I'm not saying
prescribed
it's
for
bad.
Christmas.
I'm
Listen,
just,
our religion won.
I'm just trying
All
to
right, deal with
put
that.
him on the spot
Bullet.
where he's going to admit to something.
If they were going to ask me what I was celebrating,
I'm asking what your son is celebrating. Cinnamon Jr.
he doesn't even know.
Oh, but he knows a
Jesus
Glockenspiel.
Christ.
he thinks
he does.
he thinks the elf on the shelf is real.
Yeah, my kids.
So you
still
have an
think
elf on the
is
shelf?
real, too.
Come on.
What's
You have
that?
an elf on the shelf?
No, his mother does all that shit.
Are you the elf on the shelf?
Do you,
No.
do you tell him
He
the
wakes
elf's
up in
not
the
real?
morning and there you
What's that?
are.
Do you tell him the elf's not real?
If he, no, I wouldn't fucking.
Why wouldn't you do that?
Yeah,
Why
you
not
don't
just
wanna
be honest
ruin-
with
you
him?
don't- 'cause he's a
he's
kid.
a kid.
Nah, but,
You know, I
but
watch it-
no, why
Chris-
wouldn't you be just
Chris, I
honest
just
with
watched
him?
a video of a guy like him where he walked around, the kids are in line to get Santa, and the guy just goes
No,
up and says,
no, because unlike
Santa's
you,
not real.
unlike
That guy's a
you,
prick.
I keep my fucking beliefs to myself, and I don't ridicule. If you want to
What-
believe what you want to believe what you want to believe. Me
Let
personally,
me ask you a question.
I think it's all
I'm not-
hallmark bullshit.
I'm not asking what you're celebrating. I'm asking what you're telling your kid he's celebrating.
I don't fucking know. You want me to call him up and ask him? He's his own person.
Katie said alcohol and religion are definitely not a good combo.
I've won this conversation.
Katie,
Advantage, Chris.
Advantage, Chris.
there's no advantage, nothing.
Oh, yeah.
I just said it.
Advantage.
It's already done.
Please.
You just keep hitting the net with your ball.
It's locked
Hey,
in.
hey, Bull.
There's
Locked
some
in.
kid running back and forth.
Cheers to the Yule.
Yeah, exactly. Don't be mad at me because look, all I know is this.
I just want to know what your kid is celebrating.
Odin said he'd get rid of frost giants. I don't see any frost giants around. Do you?
I just want to know
Hail Odin.
There you go.
what your kid is celebrating.
Hail Allfather.
I'd rather be a wolf of Odin than a lamb of God.
Happy Odin Day? Like, what are you telling him he's
Oh,
celebrating?
you mean Wednesday?
Woden?
Woden Day?
Woden Day?
What
Oh
are you
my
telling the
God.
kid that he's celebrating on December 25th?
A day off from school, motherfucker.
See?
It's a week.
See?
It's a week.
Yeah, the whole your whole defense here.
I
is
tell my
weak.
kids they've got Viking blood.
So do mine.
So do mine or
So do mine.
what are you telling the kid?
I'll tell him this. I'll say, you're getting free gifts. Shut the fuck up and get your free gifts.
He thinks the Amazon guy is the Yule guy.
Yeah.
I need at 5 o'clock. We got to run out to the front door because
The
that's when
fucking
that's when the
Amazon
Yule
guy.
guy's coming.
That dude fucking
Doesn't it-
lives on my front step.
Doesn't
Mine too.
his Alexa tell him that the guys out front?
And Bullet just switched from Amazon groceries
Peapod.
to Peapod because they took away the service in his area. Because apparently he was the other guy.
I tried new things.
Amazon not delivering to your house? You went to Peapod?
No, the Amazon Fresh. I have my groceries delivered
Yeah, yeah,
because I don't hang out with plebes.
yeah.
And so they're always like, you got to try new things. You got to go out and gotta go out in the world and try new things, Kev.
It's not him trying a new thing, though. It's
So,
him
it
taking the
is.
next closest resource that's available to him.
Is it a new thing?
Peapod or Amazon?
Peapod.
Oh, I used Peapod fucking 8 years ago. It's been around for a while.
Why are you using Peapod?
Because I don't like to go to the store.
Did you make a conscious choice to switch to Amazon or from Amazon to Peapod, or was it because Amazon stopped delivering and Peapod was the next option?
Well, they were the one of many options. I had other options.
This fucking guy.
Pulling teeth today.
Yeah.
Fucking pulling teeth.
He's, like, today would be the day you want to get arrested with him. Other days, he just fucking throw you under the bus and fucking tell him everything.
I know nothing, Colonel Hogan. Nothing.
So anyway,
Why don't we play the
UFC 216.
Yeah,
That was good last weekend.
Eddie Alvarez is the statistically the greatest lightweight of all time
And how did they come up with that?
because he's beaten like 5 or 6 different world champions from other organizations.
Has he taken their titles or he's beaten them?
But he's beaten them. I
And
mean, he's-
nobody's beaten more champions?
I can't think of another UFC champion.
No, I'm asking you. I'm not trying to think of
Well,
anybody
I'm
else.
saying,
I'm asking you a
think
straight
of
up
a-
question.
I can't think of another guy in the UFC that has that many former
No.
world champions on his list.
Is it because there's never been another guy in that many organizations?
That's part of it.
Right?
But he's
Who else has been in a lot of organizations that we can think of?
I mean, he's been around the block, man.
Like, not a whole lot of guys. Like,
Pettis?
Yeah,
like,
but he was fucked contractually.
Like,
for
some
a
guys-
long time,
some
though,
guys
so
you-
he had to.
at most, other guys are Pride, Bellator, UFC. Right?
yeah, but he was Pride.
And maybe some local. What's King of the Cage?
Yeah, I mean,
It's
maybe
a
some
different-
Dream too here and there.
He was in Dream. He was in
Was he in Pride?
Yes.
no. Because
But he
Pride,
was over in Japan, though.
Pride just folded. That was Dream.
He was Dream, yeah.
And then he was in Bellator, and he was in Bodog
Mm-hmm.
or Mixed
Bodog's
Fight.
going way back.
Was it
Eh.
M1, was it M1 Global or
Well, that was
Yeah.
like the beginnings of it.
right before?
He was in
But
Elite
Bodog
XC for a
wasn't
hot minute.
Bodog the one they
No.
had like on the beach all the time? Like,
Yeah, remember they had like the hot
It's a
chicks
fucking-
doing
in
the
like Costa Rica.
Yeah,
they had the
it's
hot
weird.
chicks doing the
Weird.
moves.
Yeah.
And then that turned kind of into Jungle Fight. Remember Jungle Fight?
Yeah,
yes.
That was old school
Isn't
shit
that
right there.
didn't Jacare?
That's
fight
where
in Jungle-
Jacare came out of.
And didn't who else? I think Anderson Silva might have fought in Jungle Fight too.
He may have. I remember when Anderson Silva came to the ring doing like Michael Jackson shit, dancing for in Pride.
Yeah.
Because when they had elevators, they'd bring him down the elevators all
Oh,
dancing and
fucking
shit.
Pride was goddamn.
And he's got tainted supplements again.
Japanese do MMA better, and they did pro
Dude.
wrestling better.
I as much as I hate.
Wait, they
I
said
hate-
that again?
Huh? Yeah.
They said it was tainted supplements
Yeah,
again?
it was on Sherdog yesterday.
This dude's got to go to a different GNC.
Yeah, so he beat Gilbert Melendez, Strikeforce champions, Anthony
Strikeforce.
Pettis, WC champion,
And UFC champion.
Rafael Dos Anjos,
UFC champion.
UFC champion. That's freaking.
How many different,
Gaethje was a World Series of Fighting champion.
And then he came back and beat him.
Shinya
later, right?
Oyoki, he was a Dream champion.
how many different belts has he held?
He was the Bellator champion. Didn't he have the Elite XC belt or no?
I thought he had the Elite XC.
I was
for a
at
little bit.
when he fought at the Leah Core Center. What promotion was that?
Probably Bellator.
I think it was Bellator.
He's been a Bellator champion twice, a UFC champion. He
I
was,
was
the
up there for that
he
one.
was the mixed fight champion.
He's still pretty young too.
Yeah.
Dude, that guy, man, that guy's got fucking heart.
He's a beast.
He's got heart.
He's Philadelphia.
You know, some dudes are just like some guys.
You
like,
can't teach heart.
He
That's
beat
what they
Chandler.
say.
He
They
beat
just
Chandler.
crumble, man.
He
That
beat
dude
Chandler.
fucking-
Chandler was a
Yeah,
Bellator
Yeah, he
champion.
beat
So he beat
Chandler.
Justin Gaethje, which is World Series of Fighting. Dream champion Shiriki Oki. Bellator
Wait a minute,
champion.
wait.
Who?
No,
Who?
I'm just gonna go right
I'm
by.
sorry, Todd. What's his name?
Just gonna scoot right by, boys.
Todd has a problem speaking some days.
Samalama Jama.
Todd, what's his name?
Gilbert Melendez.
No, the guy from
Rafael Dos Anjos.
no, next one.
It's
Michael-
actually
Michael
Rafael.
Chandler. Michael Chandler. Is that
No,
the,
no,
is that
no.
the one?
Keep going.
Justin Gaethje.
No, keep going.
He
There's
pronounced
one
that
in
right.
between there somewhere.
The guy from Dream.
Shania.
Shania Twain.
Like to beat that
Shania
up.
Aoki.
Shinya.
Shinya.
Aoki.
Shinya.
Shinya.
Shinya
And
Aoki.
Shinya was
Also,
a scary dude for a
one of
long
those
time.
fucking
When he had those tights, he was.
awesome grappler.
Yeah, he just never evolved with his hands and stuff.
If he had those fucking tights, he was good. If
And
he
I
didn't
love
have
that-
the,
Yeah.
if he didn't have the
When
tights,
he wore the spats, he was
Sakuraba had good tights too.
Sakuraba still does have good tights.
Yeah. I
Did
can't
you watch his match against Suzuki?
but I follow him on YouTube and I watch his grappling technique sometimes.
Yeah.
He has one called
Pro wrestler.
no, it's not the name of the technique.
No, but he's a pro wrestler.
No, I get that. But he's got this technique where it's called the mat burn. So guy's got his feet on your hips, and it's in no-gi.
He drags you.
You grab him by his heels and you pull him forward so his shirt comes up, like up his back, and then you just run in circles so he gets a mat burn, and then you pass his guard.
That's awesome.
But Eddie Alvarez is been in a bunch of different leagues, right? So
Yep.
I would say he's probably world's most what's his new nickname?
The Underground King or the most violent man.
Most
in the UFC.
violent man in the UFC. He's been in some battles. His
Dude.
jaw was jacked the other day too.
Did you guys
He
watch
is a
all the
tough
fights?
motherfucker.
I didn't see
man.
any of the fights.
You didn't see any of the fights? Oh,
No.
where were you, Todd?
Where was I?
I got to be
You were
honest.
at Derek's house.
It looks like early on that Gaethje had watched the Cerrone fight with the lead leg kicks, and it was kind of like a video game. Whose health bar is going to go down first? Because the story of the fight for me was Gaethje's leg kicks versus the body work, the body shots to Alvarez, and that was a war of attrition. Those two, I think this is a fight that Gaethje's going to only get better from. You know what I mean? Like,
Well,
think
Eddie
'cause he's a
said
young guy,
if he hadn't finished it there,
he would. He
it
said if it
was-
was a 5-round fight, he would
Yeah.
have
it was
lost.
it was gonna be tough.
But then again, you know what? I think people pace themselves differently in a 5-round fight.
I think so.
Yeah.
I was pulling up the things.
So what about
The Alistair Overeem versus Nagano.
Oh,
Holy
sh-
motherfucking!
That
Dude,
was unfucking.
Overeem looks like a Pez dispenser. You know, like when you open it,
Is
you pop the head
Nagano
back?
the new Mike Tyson?
Yeah.
dude. He might be. He
Like,
might. Who was it? I think Rogan said something about that. They said he's gonna be. People are gonna be looking back, like over the span of the next year and a half, and looking at his career like when Tyson was in his prime.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you know what? Rogan's also the guy that said that Rousey
Yeah.
was a once-in-a-lifetime
Yeah.
athlete.
She was.
But still,
That
I mean,
lifetime's over.
Jesus Christ!
She
that
just signed an exclusive contract with WWE.
Yeah, which
Did she?
she
Yeah.
just went on
Nice.
Ken Shamrock.
I'll
on
watch
us.
her.
So I said, "Oh, you like Shamrock, right?
You got a problem with WWE? You
Yeah.
got a problem with wrestling?
Fake.
Really?
Fake.
Okay. Well,
My son.
If you pull out a tattoo on your arm that says "not fake" right now, because we did all the Odin thing the whole time. But I'm not gonna watch her. I'm not gonna watch her in UFC. I'm not gonna
don't
watch
make
her in
fun of him
WWE.
because he's.
I'm
got-
not making fun of
And
him.
she's
I'm
so
waiting for.
stiff. She's
She is
not
stiff.
gonna.
Yeah, it's a
she's
work.
not
It's a
gonna-
work.
It's
she's-
a gimmick.
It's a shoot.
It's a shoot.
I'll watch it.
I'll watch it with Jesse then. I won't watch it with you
That's all right. I don't
because
know.
I'll have to listen to you pontificate about it the whole time.
That's
to
all
me.
right. You
It's a
have.
great word.
But
Chris.
He doesn't. He doesn't like pro wrestlers, but he has.
But
them.
Nagano just they agreed to fight Stipe Miocic
January
Dude.
20th.
January 20th.
Someone's getting knocked the
Stipe.
fuck out.
Yeah, man.
Are you scared for Stipe?
Nope.
No, I wouldn't say I'm scared for him. That's gonna be a good fucking fight.
If he
though, man.
connects.
Jesus.
Popo's on.
Black
belt show, black belt show.
Oh, happy birthday.
Now we got 3 black belts.
Oh, Popo lifestyle.
Go to popolifestyle.com.
That is a righteous hair helmet he's rocking.
Yeah, so many guys can pull that off. There's only so many.
Oh,
He's
no.
he's like the Brazilian Huey Lewis.
But Nagano just got the world's hardest punch by beat the other guy by like 3,000 points or something. It was like 214,000 or whatever. It was
Dude,
fucking some crazy number.
Like like Overeem, he's had 1,000 concussions at this point in his life.
Yeah.
right? So
he's not going to remember how to tie his
he's a
shoes.
little shell shocked, but like Jesus, that connected so well.
He
that-
lifted him basically up
and
to
then,
his
and
tippy
then the
toes.
shot that he caught when he was on the ground to top
Dude.
it off, you were like, oh my god.
Here's why
how
this is
devastating.
here's why this is a potentially dangerous fight
For?
for Francis, and I'm going to tell you why.
That guy was homeless a couple
Don't
years
call him
ago, too.
Francis.
I know, but this is why.
It's Frank.
Call me
Friends
Psycho.
call him Frank.
It's unless he has a very good crew
Settle
of
down, Francis.
unless he has a very good crew of people, it's going to be impossible not to be affected by this press. And I have to wonder.
Maybe he's
This
just one
guy's-
of those dudes.
Yeah,
though,
but-
could
but
care
here's what I'm
less.
saying, though.
He's wearing his whole African garb up there. Like that dude's like
This is a guy
he's
though.
legit.
He's a
I'd
bad
be
motherfucker, man.
You see a guy get knocked out like that. I would
But
hate
here's
to go
what.
in there.
But here's what I'm saying. He's never been a main event. He's never had a UFC title fight, and people will tell you it's different. All the press obligations, the lights are on you.
Yeah.
And what I'm saying is this: he's in that gym. Is he going to be that guy that's like, you know what? I don't got to do this extra rep because as long as I touch him,
I don't think
If
that
I
dude
touch
is that
him,
guy.
if I touch him, he's going to go out. Where you got a guy like Stipe that's been there. He's defended his title. He's been the main event. He's been the main event in his own hometown. He's had the pressure on him.
If you're a guy
He
who's
knows he hits hard.
If you're a guy who's a contender, like, and you're getting ready for a title fight, dude, how many guys actually say, "Oh, I'm not going to put the full
Yeah,
effort
but what
in"?
I'm saying is, not saying that he's going to put the full effort in, but in the back of his mind, it's like, you know what? I'm not worried about anything because I know if I touch him with this, he's going to go out. But what happens if he doesn't go out? And
But you're going to train hard every fight, and then you get to your championship, and you're like,
That's not what I'm saying.
Trying to cruise into
I'm saying in the back of his head, everybody who he's touched with this has gone out.
that.
But what happens if it's kind of like you see like these elite wrestlers. They always take people down. Like when Josh Koscheck fought GSP the first time, and he shot on him, and
Couldn't
GSP
get him
sprawled,
down.
and GSP took him down. You saw Koscheck go to his corner,
His
and
soul
like
taken
he
away.
did not have a fucking plan
Yeah.
B. Does Nagano have a plan B that if he fucking doesn't knock him out
Who's
or
on
stop
Todd?
him?
Who's on Nagano's fight list there?
Yeah, but he's got a great plan A.
Oh,
Yeah,
sure,
he
no,
does
no,
have
no.
a fantastic
Sure,
plan
he
A.
does, but
Uh,
he's only been the hammer. We've never seen him be the nail.
so he knocked out Alistair, knocked out Andrei Arlovsky, and
Two
Also-
guys that are
also
both
another
chinny.
dude with a lot
Anthony
of concussions.
Hamilton.
Who?
No.
These are all starting to sound like Swedish people. Bojan, Mikawaki.
Did you mean Bjorn?
Maybe. No. No.
Bojan Mikawaki.
It's Bojan. Curtis Blades.
Bojan? Hey, Bojan.
Curtis Blades. Louis Henrique. So yeah, other than those last.
So he's like a fucking who's the truck guy? What's his nickname? He can't fight at 170. He's fighting 180 now, 185.
Gastelum?
No,
No. Oh,
Gastelum beat the shit out of him.
Bisping.
Big
No,
rig.
no.
Oh, Big Rig.
Johnny
Yeah.
Hendricks.
Hendricks.
Like everybody talked
Johnny
about how
Hendricks.
bad Big Rig was, and he really only had like 3 or 4 knockouts on his
Yeah,
record.
dude.
Like nobody of real significance.
No.
Speaking of 185, GSP says he ain't going to fight at 185 again.
No.
Yeah, 7 of his fights have been out of 12 have been knockouts.
Did you guys see the fight with Diego Sanchez?
Yeah, I saw
I
it.
shared it on
Yeah.
on Instagram against the
Yeah, good on him, man.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that dude did a Spartan kick on him and dropped him. Did you see the fight?
Yeah.
Pretty amazing. though.
Against White Beetlejuice.
Yeah. Oh, come on.
He looked like White
That's
Beetlejuice.
fucked up.
Which fight are we talking about?
Really?
He looked like White Beetlejuice.
You go with that dude a Yule present for that fucking statement.
Just saying.
Which fight? Which fight are we talking about? Which fight are we talking about?
Diego Sanchez competed against a guy with Down syndrome in an MMA fight. He's a part of the team. He's a photographer for the team, but his dream was to compete. So they did it in front of a crowd. It was at a local show, and you could tell Diego was just kind of rolling, just kind of really going real easy on him. And he caught Diego with an armbar, I think it was.
Yep.
And he tapped, and it was really cool. It was like a Rudy moment.
Nate Marquardt, or not Nate Marquardt. Who's the guy that got stiffed by Franklin?
Rock.
Nick Quarry.
Nate
Quarry.
Quarry had a good one against the
Yeah,
guy.
yeah,
as well.
that's right.
Yeah.
That's right.
Yeah, he was like all went squirrel leg.
How well did Cejudo look against Pettis?
Fuck Cejudo.
So that looked good.
Fuck that guy.
Did Pettis look horrible?
No, he's just not on Cejudo's level.
Pettis looked out of his league.
Yeah, he's not ready for that yet.
And then poor Jose. at
Fuck
the top.
Cejudo.
Jose?
Yeah.
Fucking guy with the name.
It's over. It's over for Jose.
Years ago, it was 2000. Jeez, I don't even know what it was. That was at the UFC Expo out in
Oaks?
Las Vegas.
Oh, okay.
And my friend Ted owned Tri-Costa Clothing at the time, and that was the Korean Zombie. So I hung out all weekend with the Korean Zombie and the Korean Top Team guys,
Right.
Coach Ha and this dude Brian Reeves, the translator. And we went out one night after there was the card out there, and it was one of the Brazilian guys fought that night, but they all came to this place that we were eating at, and the place closed down. It was our table, and then like Aldo and like all
Jose was there?
yeah, like all the
Or as
Brazilian.
Todd says, Jose?
Jose.
Was he there with Bijan?
Yeah, they were all like all those dudes were there, man. So they came in.
Wow.
Were they all nice?
Yeah, they were super cool, man.
They're like we see that all the time. Like all of us have met people that are fighters
Yeah.
or high level fighters. Like most of them are super nice.
Yeah,
there's
these-
no reason to be a dick if you
these
can
dudes
beat the
were-
piss out
these
of
dudes were
everybody in the
all
room.
Very, very cool.
Right?
Yeah.
Like there's no reason for it.
I met Ric Flair once.
Woo! Ric Flair's got a bullet shirt at his house.
He does. Yeah.
And he's posting, like, he's cutting my face out of every picture and putting Bullet's face in it and everything.
Ric
Or
Flair.
his face.
Ric Flair called.
So Ric Flair's got the.
How
all
many
those
times have
guitars?
you seen the Ric Flair 30 for 30 now?
Twice. It wasn't that
Really?
good. It wasn't
You
that
only watched
good.
it twice?
Did you watch the?
You thought it wasn't that good? I think for a non-fan,
You probably
I
know
thought
more
that was
about Ric
amazing.
Flair than 30
I think that was
for-
amazing.
30 for
No,
30.
the reason he doesn't like it because it was a reality check. for him.
No, I didn't like it
he
because
follows an asshole.
how do you encapsulate a fucking 40-year career
Yeah.
in fucking 45 minutes?
I thought they did a great job.
You get a year a minute.
I didn't
Simple
like it.
math.
But Ric Flair did call you to congratulate you about your
Yeah,
you know, I heard.
I'm gonna play it right
I would
now.
love to hear that.
And Dusty Rhodes called him right after.
Woo! Boy! Calling to congratulate Chris on getting his black
Turn it
belt.
up.
Well, I'm the Nature Boy 16 times
It's all the way up.
world champion. And I don't have a black belt, I've got a gold belt. Gold, brother. 10 pounds around this lovely waist. So you can take that black belt, you can be all proud of it, but let me tell you, the gold I have has got diamonds and rubies. And speaking of diamonds, woo, are forever. It goes Ric Flair. Learn to love it. Learn to live with it.
Had to add in that last little
So
part.
right after that, Dusty Rhodes calls him and wants to congratulate him.
Hey, baby, this is American Dream, Dusty Rhodes, and I can't have that scalawag Ric Flair
Scalawag.
without the American Dream doing it too, baby. You know what I'm saying? So I'd like to say congratulations to you, baby. You finally got your black belt after years of running around on the mat like a monkey, funky like a monkey. But you know what I'm saying? If you will, you've achieved your greatness. You've achieved your ultimate dream, the American dream, baby. And that's why Dusty Rhodes is calling you to say congratulations, if you will. So, say, well, baby, you give me a call back at this number, if you will, and we're going to talk about the next step in your evolution. Is there a belt past the black belt? Is it? Oh, yes. Give me a call, baby.
Get a little distracted at the end there. Is there any fights this weekend?
Yes, there is actually.
Why, thank you for checking, Todd.
Dusty
Fact
Rhodes,
checker.
you're famous. Dusty Rhodes called you from the grave.
Dude.
From the grave.
I also have a message from August Ames. Fucking calling me as well.
Well, I'm going to leave a little
She wants to
residue.
know how many lows I left on her gravestone.
Chris.
That's fucked up.
The only problem is I think there's only one fight.
Usually the cards are more than that.
Yeah,
Todd.
usually they got more than that.
They might
dude.
as well just have the one.
Well, let's hear it.
Can I start? It's Cub Swanson versus Brian Ortega.
Who?
That's a good fight.
Who?
Cub
Brian T.
Swanson
Money Ortega. He's
versus
the
Brian
main
Ortega.
instructor at Gracie Academy in California.
Which one? The one with the.
He's always in every video with.
He's 12-0.
The breakdown?
Yeah.
Nah.
He's pretty good. He's.
Meh.
I think how many submissions does he have?
Brian Ortega's overrated.
And Swanson's one of those dudes.
He's
tough.
WEC.
I throw him in the category with Matt Brown, Robbie Lawler, like just dude he's full of grit. Like he's
Yeah.
just gonna go into every fight and he's gonna fucking duke it out from start to finish.
He's a tough dude, yeah, for sure.
How you making out over there, Todd?
Who's he
getting there.
texting?
Is Bijan on the
you
fucking
you
fight
text
card?
him? You texting Bajan?
This fucking dude with the names,
Hello,
man.
Bijan.
All right, so he's got 2 knockouts and only 4 decisions and 6 submissions.
I gotta
Okay.
imagine. I have to imagine that Cub Swanson's just gonna blast this dude.
Cub Swanson's a bad dude.
He's on his way up. He's on his way
And
up.
Cub Swanson's still pretty young too. He's got to be like 33. I think.
his last
33,
fight-
34.
He's been fighting for
What was
a
his last
long
fight?
time
He
now.
smoked that dude.
Yeah,
was it
that was to prove a point. Like, hey, I'm ready for the fucking.
Was that the
You know what? We
the
didn't even.
Japanese
We didn't
kid
talk
that
about
was,
the.
that was supposed to be unreal. That came.
We didn't talk about the
Dude,
Jose
yeah,
Aldo.
you're talking about Cub?
We didn't talk about Aldo Holloway.
Yes, we
from
did.
last weekend.
We talked about that he got his ass kicked.
Yeah.
No, we didn't spend any time on it. I know you're pulling it out of your ass right there. What are you doing right there?
I'm pulling up some of her work. We're gonna take a sound clip.
So, Jesse,
Yes, sir.
I saw you went out and posted some pics today.
I did. Went out and shot for a little. Hey, you know what? Can I circle back real quick?
Yeah,
We're
let's
talking
circle
about
back.
Japanese grapplers.
Let's bring that shit back.
I want to give
We-
a
we-
shout out to Genki Sudo, dude.
Oh yeah, we are all on one.
fucking one of the old school greats, man.
Who is it?
Genki Sudo.
How do I not know who that is?
Oh my God, look him up, dude.
Oh,
There's some
Is that Genki?
There's some
Is that Genki?
That's Skanky Pseudo right there.
That's him doing his work right there.
That's
Is
some
he just a
serious
straight up
grappling.
grappler or is he an MMA guy?
Dude,
Genki
no.
Pseudo knocked out Hoyler Gracie and then
Dude.
fucking bowed in front. This guy,
Yo,
this guy's a
dude.
fucking ultimate.
You gotta
skin.
look up Genki Pseudo, man.
Genki Pseudo.
I've
You
probably seen it.
Genki Pseudo was the guy that used to like break dance in the middle of fights and do drunken
He would
kung
like
fu.
do like the fucking robot and
All
then
right, I
throw
gotta
something
watch this.
crazy and then fucking do some
He
kind
had a
of
big
flying
Aztec
submission.
bird tattooed on his back.
You know
Dude.
what?
He had a
Dude.
big Aztec bird tattooed on his
This
back.
dude
Oh,
was-
Aztec bird. I thought you
this-
said big as.
No, big Aztec.
Like
thought he
like
said big
like
ass bird.
unorthodox grappler, like amazing
knocked
fucking
out,
black
knocked
belt.
out Hoyler Gracie.
Knocked out Hoyler and,
and
then
bowed in
like
front of him.
like straight up
While he was
bowed.
knocked out?
Yeah, dude. Like
Yeah,
it's a
that's pretty
classic
cool.
photo, dude. It's a dude.
I'll find it
Genki
for you.
Find the photo.
Genki Pseudo.
Genki Pseudo.
Genki.
Does he know Bajan from Sweden?
Yo, he was one of the old school all time.
We're gonna
awesome
watch some
Japanese
of his videos
grapplers.
when we're done this shit.
Fucking awesome.
Look at
dude.
that. It's a classic photo.
Oh,
Yeah,
shit.
he-
But that,
Can I see that,
seems
Bull?
respectful though.
Bull,
Yeah,
throw
he's
it.
a-
It was.
he's
It's
a-
not like, hey, I knocked you out. I'm
No,
showing off.
he's
It's,
a
hey,
he's a badass dude.
knocked you out. I'm respecting you.
Yeah, he used to have this banner that it says "We are all
We are
one."
all one. Had
Had
all the world's flags on it.
Yeah.
He's a like deep dude. Then he got
Alright.
he retired from MMA and grappling and did some like crazy fucking dance shit. Like
Yeah.
Have you
he's
met
a crazy dude, man.
Speaking of deep people, have you met any deep people lately? Like I have a new boss for work, right? Besides meeting him, I was traveling with him last week and we sat down for lunch. And the guy does yoga, he does some other stuff, and he's probably late 50s, early 60s. And he says to me, he goes, "Do you think people are inherently evil with a little bit of good in them, or people are good, inherently good,
Evil.
inherently
Yeah,
evil with a
people
little
are
bit?"
inherently evil.
Do you think people are inherently
I
evil?
do.
That's a great question.
I do.
Yeah, it surprised me. I wasn't
Could-
expecting. We were sitting at B-Dubs in King of Prussia, and he
I
asked me a
don't-
question.
I think like if you leave most people like if you look at it like if you leave most people alone that don't know like they're being recorded or something.
Do you think
like
they're going
that,
to do the wrong
and you
thing?
give them a choice that they feel it's like consequence free. I think a lot of people are going to do.
You think
Now,
so?
I don't know, man. I just yes.
I don't. I'm going to disagree.
See, I believe a lot in karma.
See, I feel like most people are going to, and it was a weird question because it was like the first time him and I just really sat down and talked to each other.
At least with your
Right.
pants on.
I had my pants on.
Maybe it's just me living in a big crowded city for so long where everybody's like fuck you for
Yeah, and
every
that
little
could be it
ounce of
too.
space.
But I
But-
thought it was a weird question. It was just kind of out of nowhere, and I thought about it for a second, and I was the same as Bullet and Todd, where I think most people, given the circumstance, are going to do the right thing.
I think if you look at places where there's something seriously fucking wrong in the world, you're going to find more instances of people doing wrong. than you're
Yeah,
gonna have
I think
people
it's
doing right.
in my world, like where like we live outside the city
in a
and, you know.
comfortable capitalist society. You're
exactly.
going to find most people are probably going to err on the
Dan,
side
how I
of
know
being
that?
good.
This is what I'm going to argue. This is what I'm going to argue against that.
He's gonna argue.
Hurricane
Jesse's going to show a tattoo to counter it.
Hurricane Katrina hits.
Whenever Hurricane Katrina tattoo right
Or even more recently, this big fucking flooding that happened in Houston.
Yeah.
You had people helping each other in trucks and like the fucking
Yeah,
that.
but they
that-
don't report on all the bad shit that happens, right? They don't report on
That's
like
all they report
The
on.
people that were stealing
Nah,
because
yeah,
nobody was
like
home.
that shit that nobody knows about. Like there's
Let me tell you
there's
something.
shit going down like
shit
that
hits
too.
the fans. Shit hits the fan. Bullshit stops. You look at big fucking
When
disasters,
real shit's happening.
When real shit happens.
Yeah,
When-
but
when
like
people's
if you talk
lives
about
are dated.
Katrina, when you talk about Katrina, there was
some looting.
There was looting. There was like not
Yeah.
There was
only
a
that, but
Nike store where
they
people
had
just fucking they had all their
but
cars
not
parked in
even,
the
like,
back of
like
the building.
past the looting and shit. Like when resources get like thin, right? Like if it comes
Well,
down,
yes.
if
well,
there's
that's-
some
but
shit
you're
going
talking
on,
about something different.
That's different.
and it comes to me like
You're
my
talking ab-
kids fucking surviving
You're
or
talking
somebody
about
else.
something different.
yeah,
fuck everybody.
You're talking
else.
about something completely
I'm
different.
talking about day-to-day stuff.
You're
Yeah,
talking
yeah.
about when people are scared. When people are scared, people do dumb shit.
You see somebody's wallet.
You're talking about something completely different.
You're in a
But
regular
You're talking
store.
about
Like,
like
here's an example. I was in the mall last night, right?
you see an accident. You're driving home tonight, and you see a bad fucking wreck. And you're like, "Holy shit! Are you going to get out and try to help somebody?"
Yeah, of
Why?
course. Yeah, I mean
Why?
that's me. That's my
Jesse's like this. He's like, like
There's
right
a
over the
lot of
person
people
in
that
the
are
road.
like that. There's a lot of people.
But
that are
I
like
was
that.
in the mall last night at Oxford Valley Mall, right? And
lot of
I was
people
at
aren't like that,
Sakura,
too.
Japan, and I'm standing there, and the girls in front of me were kind of rude and stuff. But the girl left her iPhone on the counter, and 5 minutes later, some Mexican lady comes over. She goes, "Is this your phone?" And
How do you know she was Mexican?
she's like, "Is this your phone?" Like she had the accent, right? But the phone.
That was the worst.
I know.
Chinese
I wasn't
Mexican
ready
accent.
for mine.
Chinese Mexican.
Is it honorable phone? So she's got this phone, but it's pink and it's got like Mickey Mouse ears on it. And she's like, "Is this your phone?" And I'm looking at her. I'm like, "That's not my fucking phone." But it's this chick over here, right? But it was one of those things where this person said, "Hey, you know what?
That's good.
I'm just going to make sure it gets back to the right person." That's all she cared about.
Thin down.
Well, I could tell you something that I just did not too long ago, last week. I went to go run on the treadmill.
Right? And
Somebody
and
left.
Bijan was on there running prior.
Somebody left their rings. They must have taken off their rings and put it on the.
Yeah, but these
I
are
grabbed all that stuff and took it to the front
these
counter.
are
and made
things
sure
that you live a comfortable life. You have a nice house. You know, like your kids.
But
wife,
you're
the whole
talking
thing.
about when people are
But-
scared, it's different.
Yeah, I know, but I'm just saying, like those are things like if you don't have a need, and a lot of it has to do with upbringing, of course, right? Obviously, like if you have good parents to teach you not to do these things, that you're gonna grow up to be the same.
But that's
way.
learned.
It is. It's a learned
You're
behavior.
talking about inherent.
Yeah, we're just talking about that guy just within them.
I don't know, man. Like I'm a very positive dude, but like
But it's not positive. Like man as an animal, yes, you're going to have that animal brain. That's like 1/3 of the brain, the smaller third, yes. But
If there's
But like
three-thirds, they're all the same
we
size.
live in a place where
animal,
we're afforded luxury
mineral,
all the time, so it's easy to
vegetable.
think like
but
that.
that's learned behavior. We're talking about the
like,
inherent
just
nature
what's
of man.
That's what I'm
them
saying. The inherent
naturally.
nature really, I think, comes out under stress, right? And many other places in the world where there is that stress, there's some really raw shit. There's genocide. There's all kinds of shit that happens.
But that's all usually genocide. That's
I
all
think
learned.
that- I think
my
that's
God
part of
thinks
that's-
my people are better than yours.
I
That's
think
all
some of
learned. That's all
yes,
bullshit.
but like you'll have a choice. You still
Some
have
of
a
that's
choice in these things.
survival, though. Like, what are you going to do to protect your family? Like if it comes down to it, I would kill everyone in this room in a second and not even think twice about it for
This
my
guy.
kids.
What are
No,
you
I'm
gonna
just
do?
saying.
Are you going to do jitsu us?
No, it has nothing to do with it.
I'm with the guy.
also a black
I'm with the
belt.
guy.
Right, but
I'm the guy with the gun.
But I'm thinking everyone in this room, if they said, "Hey, you know what? Your kids are on the line versus those other people in the room.
Katie brought up something pretty
You're
good.
going to kill all of us."
Sure.
I'm not even
Yeah,
going to think
yeah,
twice
yeah.
about that.
Katie said something pretty
It's
good.
Carolina.
It's Kate.
Oh,
KT on here.
It's Kate.
People become
It's
evil.
karate without the R.
People become evil,
I just
but
figured it out.
everyone is
finally.
born pure.
Oh.
What is this?
Everyone becomes evil, but everyone is born pure.
It's learned behavior.
Yeah.
I don't. But then again, you're talking about the concept of good and evil as a human idea.
Yeah, right.
Do you think animals are good or evil?
Yeah, but like
No,
they're just
that
surviving.
that is a human idea to describe something. Like,
Yeah.
is a tornado evil?
Yeah, you're right. I totally agree with you because people all the time say like, I mean like for resources. Like
You're
people say,
trying to humanize something that's not human.
all the hippies that love nature is fucking raw, man.
Right, nature's
Nature is like
brutal.
even fucking plants are like, I'm gonna fucking choke you out to get the sunlight.
Dude, I was watching a
You know what I'm
migration
saying?
video of wildebeest and zebra when we were going
Yo.
across the river. Those crocodiles didn't really care.
Nature will fuck you up in a heartbeat. Nature doesn't care. Nature is about survival.
Castaway, motherfucker.
But there's no evil intent.
No, it's not evil intent. It's
Right.
survival.
But-
and
but
maybe that's what it is.
People are more conscious and they have the ability to think about what's right and what's
Maybe
wrong
it's-
based on what society
Maybe it's
accepts.
soft versus strong, not good versus evil. I don't know. Maybe that's it. Like,
Maybe.
But a wildebeest isn't going to kick another wildebeest into the crocodile just because it
The
wants a better spot.
He
No,
won't. He won't even think
I
twice
don't-
about it. He'll
they-
just run by and
they
push
will
him.
not, but he's not thinking about. I'm doing this because I'm a bad person. He's like, fuck. I'm just trying to get to the other side
Sorry,
of the bank.
Steve. Sorry,
Yeah,
Steve.
yeah, fuck. You're done, dude. There's 100 million other of us that need to propagate.
But and I think in a survival situation that it's whatever. But I think in just daily, day-to-day stuff, do you think people are thinking evil thoughts with a little bit of good in them, or they're
Do you think there's a
good with it, just a little bit of evil? Like
you think
everybody
there's-
has a dark side to
Do you
them.
think there's a point that you become evil? Like if you find $100 and you know somebody just dropped it
but that's
versus somebody dropped,
is that
you
evil?
found
though?
$1 million.
No, that's definitely not evil.
That's just
evil's like when I think of evil, I think of
I take that $1 million or I take that $100 off. Somebody.
Let's take evil out of it, and we'll say wrongdoing, right? Like picking up
morally right.
morally right or wrong.
But whose morals?
We'll just go with off society.
What's the barometer?
right?
Okay.
Not
Santa
the
Clauses.
Yule guy.
Santa Claus.
Not the Yule guy. We'll go off just standard.
I mean,
fucking
again, it depends.
thing.
It depends where you're on. It depends.
Let's
like
just-
Bullet would say what that learned behavior is.
We'll say we're just in where we're at now. Like in you're out somewhere.
Where we're at now,
if you
mostly good.
If you see you're out at the mall and you see a group of you're a Caucasian guy, you see a group of black kids walking towards you, you immediately think they're going to do something to you. No, I don't think that either. But there's places where people think that, and people are scared about that. Don't you think?
But again, that comes from not understanding and being scared, which was my original point. When people are scared, they do dumb shit. When you don't understand something, or you're not around something, or you're automatically afraid of it. When you're afraid, you do dumb shit.
That's why natural disasters are fucking sketchy, man. Because people just
you have opportunistic people that will take that opportunity and seize it. However, I mean, you heard the story about the Black Peas, Derek from the UFC.
That dude was driving his truck all over the place.
And he was picking up people that had Confederate flags, and he's like, man, we ain't got time for that shit. It's just like people helping people. It's just, there's a time for that bullshit, and then there's a time when real shit hits.
Let's talk about that for a second. Like, he's out helping people have Confederate flags. Do you think those people have a changed opinion of...
Sure. There's a great...
how they think, and maybe those people that, like... There's something about the South where they have the Confederate flag, and I think some people don't put thought into what actually happened and why the Confederate flag and all that stuff. But somebody who's truly racist, there's got to be somebody that was helped by somebody.
Well, there's a problem with a symbol and a sign. A symbol means many things to different people. A sign means the same thing to everybody.
Explain.
Okay,
Give me a symbol and a sign.
A sign is a stop sign. Stop. It doesn't matter where you are. That's a sign. Stop. A symbol would be, okay, a Confederate flag. To somebody,
it can be interpreted.
It can be interpreted as many different ways.
Stop is always stop.
A Confederate flag, for some people, and for many people, is a symbol of oppression.
It's just the Dukes of Hazzard card to me.
For some people,
that's all it is to me.
But for some people that have, but for some people in the South, that could be a symbol
making my way
of
independence,
of Southern identity.
Yeah,
next line.
The only way I know how.
And there's not. That was good. You know what, Chris?
I did hit
I
that
hate to say it, and that's just a little
bit more than the law will allow.
I grew up on that shit too.
Making our way.
So there's different. Here's another example.
Just repeats the same fucking line.
A symbol, like a sign.
Bojan taught me that.
A sign could be like, God, like a fucking. A symbol. I can't
a
think
rainbow.
of a sign.
How about a rainbow?
Well, that's simple. I mean, to
double rainbow.
Well, some people they could think that's the Bifrost Bridge to Asgard.
Triple rainbow.
Asgard.
You know,
here I come.
That was good, by the way.
But like another symbol would be a swastika. To some Hindus, that's a symbol of protection.
Yeah. Some Buddhists too.
But my question was, do you think there was anybody that was helped by somebody of an opposite race during these things?
Sure.
And
I just gave you an example. One.
I'm sure. I'm sure there's some people that have turned around. I mean, there's documented like white neo-Nazi people that have come and say, "What the fuck was I thinking?" And
okay, I'll give you an example. This is like real personal experience. But
are you ever prejudiced against your own race? Like sometimes I'll see people, I'm like, look at that fucking white piece of trash.
A buddy of mine, Omar.
Are just assholes.
I do that when I look at Todd.
In general.
A buddy of mine, Omar from Baltimore. He's in the band Lovey. I've interviewed him before for the show. He told me a story on this podcast. He said that when he was in college, he was giving guitar lessons to this guy, and he went to his house to help him give him guitar lessons. And there's a huge Confederate flag. And he said his buddy downstairs was a skinhead. And here this guy turned out to be a skinhead. And he told him, he's like, you know what? I never had any real personal experience with anybody of color. And you totally changed my mind. And there's a great Heineken commercial of all commercials.
Yes.
This Heineken commercial is they take like random groups of people and they're in this warehouse and they're like, you have to build this thing. So they're building these boxes. And
they have no idea what the other one
it
is.
And there's a voice and a speaker. It's almost like the movie Saw. And it turns out it's like, oh, we're building a bar. And while they're doing it, they're conversing. And when they're done building it, there's like, play this video. And this one guy's like, you know what? I don't understand transgender people. I think they're fucking weird.
Are these the people that are building this?
Yes.
Okay.
And you go, I don't understand what this is. And then there's this girl who's been building the bar with who's like, I'm an Army veteran. And yeah, I'm transgender. I was born a man. Blah, 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 blah. And it says, okay, you have a choice. And there's this guy's like, I think feminists are fucking idiots, and then there's this other chick who's like, I think Republicans are fucking assholes. Like, but it's in England, and it's like, okay, you have a choice. you just spent like fucking 2 hours building this bar with this person. You can either fucking sit down, have a fucking beer,
And
or you can fucking walk off. And the guy's like, see ya. And he walks off, and chick's like, really? He's like, nah, I'm fucking with you. And he's like, I never met anybody. Like, there's never been any real world experience. Like, you've totally changed. Like, because you've only been like someone I've read about. I've never had any real world experience. It humanizes you. It was a really awesome commercial.
It is good.
I think fucking beer commercial.
I think about that like when I lived in Colorado for like 3.5, 4 years, and the way people think out there is like totally different than the East Coast, right? And a lot of that is just because they you know, in
School
the Midwest
shootings.
and shit, like they don't have the same kind of interaction like in the East
They're not as
Coast. They're like
Culture, they're multi-diversity.
when you're like clumped up with people and you live in like around large cities and shit, you have a lot of different interactions with
Right.
a lot of different people. So you just kind of get over that. You're like, oh, okay, that's just they're just other people. That's what they do, and you know, and it's part of me can understand why like some of these people have some of the fears that they do about. You know,
they've never had the
I
opportunity
mean,
to
somebody
speak to
living
somebody.
on a farm in the middle of Kansas that's worried about terrorism kind of blows my mind because I'm like, you're never
You're
going to come in
so
contact.
far from anything.
You're so detached.
But you also
from
have to understand they're fed a steady diet of fear.
Well, that's what I'm saying. That is that.
Yeah, but they're not smart enough to know that they're
Oh.
really
I think there's-
nowhere
I think there's-
near.
I think they're
any-
smart
anything
enough,
that would happen.
but it's just like when all the stimuli that's coming
I said
into
it.
you, the only
City
thing that
slicker.
you know, when all the stimuli that's
Bjorn.
coming in
That's
that
Todd's
you
new nickname,
know
Bjorn.
is
Big
telling
John.
you one thing. It's hard to, you know, if you've never come in contact with black people or Muslim people or you know Asian people or whatever it is, like if you've never come in contact with different cultures,
You're afraid of it, and
Yeah,
as
you're
if
scared.
if you don't understand something, you're afraid of it, and scared people do stupid
When
shit.
you're out,
right back to it.
right
You're
back to it.
when you're out in the course of the day, do you talk to strangers?
I do. I was actually I had
Fuck that.
I had breakfast at the Suburban Diner. I was talking to a couple old guys up there this
Today?
morning. Yeah.
You're out of your mind.
was
yeah.
one of them Bojan?
No,
You're out
I
of your
love that
mind.
kind
I
of
don't
shit.
talk to strangers.
I
I'm
talk,
like Dio.
I'm one of those people. I tell if I'm in line,
Dude,
I talk to somebody.
Fucking Ronnie James Dio told me as a young kid. I remember. I don't talk to strangers.
But it's
Ronnie
it's,
James
but
Dio.
it's kind of that. It's not necessarily what he's talking about where
know.
you can't talk to people, but like you're saying, people don't have that experience where they're dealing with other people. Like I don't look at people.
Because they'll only bring you down.
Ooh, power fist.
Run away! His hologram's torn. I'm gonna be there in the front row. Fuck yeah!
But I think most people inherently good don't look at people as their color,
He's a black belt.
right? Going back to the inherently good versus inherently evil with a little bit of like everybody in this room probably just looks at most people as a person and not based on their color or race or anything
Yeah.
like that.
Right.
Now that's such a cliche bullshit thing. I don't
think?
see color.
No, I'm not. I'm not saying that. I'm saying
Bullshit.
if I meet you and you're a different color than me, I'm not making a snap judgment. If you start talking to me, I'm going to talk to you back. I'm going to have a conversation.
That's fine. That's fine. But I hate it when people I don't see color. Shut the fuck up.
That's not what I was saying.
I know that's not what you're saying because you're a black belt.
Well, you know, black belts say some smart stuff. Someday you'll be a black belt and be able to say smart stuff.
I've got a
But
black
right
belt.
now,
I bought it
everything-
at Target.
I'm wearing it now.
But
am.
what I'm saying is like he's kind of talking about like people aren't exposed to certain things. Like when I'm out in public, I'm gonna have a conversation with somebody regardless of their color.
yeah,
It doesn't matter, just because I want to entertain myself.
I get that from my dad. My dad he can turn around and talk to anybody.
I think,
and
I
it's
I think,
not
mean-
I think
too.
we do too.
Yeah, our dad does the same
I don't
thing.
talk to fucking anybody I don't know. Nobody.
Do you think you ever go the opposite route, where you maybe go out of your way to talk to somebody who's not like you?
Well,
Just to-
I did
just to-
tonight. I did have
Yeah.
two people get really upset at me.
I talk to musicians, but that's because
On my way home, I stopped at Rite Aid and I got carpet cleaner because my dog's really old and she has like an open sore and she's laying on the carpet like staying in one spot. So I brought like these two cleaners and the girl's like,
That's awful.
the girl's like, can you? The girl, yeah, she's 17 years old.
I know she is.
The
It's just
dog,
an
the
aw-
girl's,
it's an
the
awful
girl behind the
visual.
counter's like, do you want a bag for these? I'm like, no. I'm like, they got handles on them in case I got to shoot somebody. And she's like, what? Shoot somebody? I'm like, and I'm white and she's black, and I'm like, I'm not really shooting anybody. They're cleaners. Oh shit, I never jacked off. Never. But it got real awkward real fast.
Yeah.
But I think that most people are actually good people. And if you give an opportunity to have a conversation with somebody, and I'm not talking about survival moments,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
stuff like
yeah.
that. Like if I'm out somewhere and I see
You guys have
somebody,
changed my mind.
yeah, see, you
Do you-
switch.
Have you ever put in your gotten in a position where you did something nice and you can actually tell the person was like, I can't believe that guy helped me.
All the time.
Yeah.
That's
I was coming out of the gym the one day and somebody's battery wouldn't start. I'm talking the biggest piece of shit car. I actually gave her some of my tools because I was worried that she wasn't going to make it all the way home. But I helped her change her battery, get her up and running, and then I'm like, it was just sketchy how everything was, and I'm like, here, you know what? Take these with you.
I helped
Take
a
these
lady
with you.
load her groceries into her car outside the Acme on
And
the
you
street.
took
Road a
her
couple
wallet.
weeks ago.
Yeah.
Have you
and
ever?
then I
would've
foot
done
swept her.
Have
in
you
the
ever
old
had
belly,
anybody?
And I was like, I'm a fucking soon to be black belt.
I'm in a black belt, bitch. Have you ever had somebody flat out just refuse your help, and
Yeah.
then you sit
Yes.
and watch them struggle?
Yes.
I've had that happen so many
My
times.
children,
to me. I'm like
every
dude.
day.
But there's times I've had people like there was a guy who needed his car jumped a few weeks ago. And I'm like, dude, you need to jump? I got jumper cables in the back. I'll help you out. I'm right here, bro. Right? I'm just sitting there.
I wouldn't have done that.
And my car's facing this way.
He had his shirt off. He had his shirt off.
I have no pants on and my dick's out and it's fucking hard. Right? And I'm jacking it off while I'm talking to him. I'm like, dude, you need your car jumped?
What are
Need
you,
your car
Mitch
jumped?"
McConnell?
But I'm asking him, and he says no. And I go back in my car, and I'm like handling emails for a minute. And I watch this dude just struggle for like 15 minutes.
So
And
I've
finally,
been-
I'm just like, you know, fuck you, dude.
So
I'm out of here.
I've been watching this chick in her apartment for weeks, and I was watching her masturbate, and I'm like, "You need help with that?" And she's like, "I'm calling the cops," and I'm like, "I was gonna help you, you fucking selfish
Your
bitch."
neighborhood Spider-Man here.
Right?
But at the end of the day, I think most people are actually pretty good for the most part. Like, I would say 63%. I'm not going to go 65. 63.
I would say where we are, that's true.
Yeah. You go downtown like North Philly or something, it's 72.
I mean, not even that. I mean, it's just like
I have a lot of friends in North Philly, so I really resent that.
You can't resent it because you don't live in North Philly.
How do you know?
I know where you live.
How do you know where I live?
I've been to your house. I've seen all the inflatable dolls. I've seen the
those are-
championship belts.
those
all the
are
Christmas
those are
trees.
grappling dummies.
Those are grappling dummies.
It's to help me. It's to help me with my guard position.
I guarantee when he's at home by himself, he's talking to them in the Ric Flair voice and everything else.
Woo!
Woo! How you
No.
like that dick, baby?
No, I don't really bust out in the character too much when I'm home. I don't have too much free time, but usually I'm just.
Katie said something deep.
What'd she
she
say?
say?
Okay, so white people don't.
It's karate without the R.
It's Katie. It
It's
says
karate
KT.
without the R.
K-T.
Right, she's missing the R for karate.
Well, it says Katie.
Kate.
Okay, what is
I don't know.
what is she saying?
So she said,
I don't know
okay,
if
so
it's
white
K-
people.
Carolina?
Crazy.
So
yeah.
people.
Ugh,
So white
Carolina.
people don't pay too much attention to color because they aren't affected. On the other hand, black people are affected, therefore they will always perceive it differently.
That's probably true, but
Yeah.
then again, yeah, I mean it's hard to argue that. You sit in a very comfortable position where you don't have to consider it because
Right. I can only give a perspective of a white dude.
I can because I'm multicultural.
You're not multicultural.
Sure, I am. I'm trans. I
You're
identify.
trans?
identify as a multicultural person.
You're
Who are you?
transgender?
Maybe that too.
No, trans.
Transracial.
Transracial?
Transracial.
Is that a thing?
Yeah, remember
I
that
think
chick
it's
that
gonna-
came out?
It's
Remember
going to
the
be
chick?
someday.
Remember
Oh,
that
they
one-
had the
Didn't I see you-
NAACP?
Yeah,
It
the
was white, yeah.
yeah, she was
That's
a
going
white
to
chick.
that's going to be a thing one day.
Didn't I see Bullet in a Heineken video?
You know what's funny? I could
You
be.
didn't even know about the Heineken
I
video.
do now.
I want to
It's
watch it
actually
though.
really,
I
it's
do
a,
wanna
it's a
watch
really
it.
good video.
We're gonna watch it. We should do a reaction thing, like video back while
Should
we're watching.
we?
It. Yeah,
break out the tissues, bro.
fucking A, man.
You
I
wanna-
don't get emotional. He thought I was gonna cry when I got my black belt.
He definitely did. He was crying.
Didn't cry.
He was crying.
I'm not gonna lie, I was holding it back because do you know Dan Bocelli? Dan
Yeah.
Bocelli's the fucking
He's
toughest.
a tank.
He's the toughest motherfucker I know.
He's
and
a
he was
tank.
standing right behind me, and I'm like, God damn! If
I
one,
videotaped
if
his
one,
speech
if, I was
last
like, if
year.
one tear comes out of my eye, it's gonna punch me in the back of my fucking head right now.
I videotaped his one last year and I posted it on YouTube.
So Chris gets
he's
his
one of
black
my
belt.
favorite people.
He thanks everybody for coming except for one person.
You.
Me.
I didn't get to thank anybody.
Yes, he
I didn't
did.
get to have any conversation.
Oh,
any...
bullshit.
No,
He
no,
was
no,
all
no.
buddying it up.
Somebody videoed ours.
He was
I'm
having a
waiting to hear.
fucking pajama party on the mats with his fucking PJ buddies.
But you know what though? I'm fucking super proud of that shit.
Fuck yeah.
I could have got 3 college degrees.
do you
during
realize?
That time.
Do you
11
realize?
and a half years from
Do you
now.
realize the amount of medication that it took for me to go into this fucking room? And Kate's like, "Come on out, Bullet. I'll hang out with you. It'll be so nice." She's on the fucking
It's
mat.
karate without an R.
That's what I just said, Kate. So fucking Kate is there. She's like, come on, bud, I'll hang out with you.
Did you just cut us off up there?
No, I was gonna throw that commercial on.
Throw it on. Throw it on.
She's
We're gonna watch
fucking.
that.
I
Bullet.
don't know- I don't know if we
We're
can hear
so far beyond like wherever we should be in our show anyway. So fuck it.
I don't know if we can hear it. That'll be the only problem.
If I
Oh,
can't-
that's great. We'll watch a
oh,
video.
good
We
for
can
you,
hear it.
Todd.
Is this like it's like a 6-minute ad though too? Isn't
It's 4 minutes.
4 minutes?
Oh, Jesus Christ. This is going to be fun.
If there's no sound, just stop it right
Why
away.
don't you turn the sound up on the TV, cunt?
I don't have. You think I can reach that high?
Yeah, I think you could
Wow.
probably stand
You know,
up.
save it. We'll do a separate video a little bit later. Well, keep it right there. We're gonna do
Wow,
one with
that's
Bullet
really
on
good.
us. There's no volume for
That
us
was
on that.
that was Bojan.
Yeah, that was Bajan.
But anyway, she tells me, she's like, come on over and, I'll hang out with you. She's on the mat. She's not hanging out with me. I'm standing there for an hour in a room full of fucking people I don't know.
But you know what though? She scares a lot of dudes.
She don't scare me.
No, because you're
I'm a
beefy.
man.
You're beefy.
She owes me a fucking dinner.
Carolina.
Well, hold on. Hold on. What?
I said you're beefy.
You're goddamn right I am. USDA Prime,
So
motherfucker.
you're gonna agree with me, or you're agreeing with
Husky. I think
He's
the term
husky.
is husky. He's a husky boy.
me? If you were doing,
I mean that. In the
if
best
you were,
way.
if you were buying granulums for him, you were matching 2 elephants.
Oh shit! Shit.
That felt
He
really
stepped.
good.
He stepped over a line.
Jesus, he did go over line.
For an emotional friend, he doesn't treat you very
He
well.
doesn't.
It's
I
okay.
didn't say
There was
blue.
zero emotion
I didn't
in
say
that.
blue whale.
Okay, here's what you go. Here's what you have to understand about this guy. This guy in his mind looks like $1 million, right? This guy's got a 10-inch dick and 9 inches of it is dust.
You know, I'll take that though.
9 inches of dust on top from fucking. Why don't you dust that shit off and fucking use it on someone for a fucking change?
That's really not the worst thing you could say to somebody.
Yeah.
Sure it is. Here's what it is. Look, all right, I'm a beautiful motherfucker. All right, I got told the other day. I'm at this
My
job.
mom told me.
No, I'm at this job, and this girl goes, "Do you dye
My
your
brother-
hair?"
my brother
And she's
Bob.
going through my hair. Like he couldn't understand this because it's
Where
hair.
was this at?
I got no argument.
Yeah,
with
where's
that.
I'm
this
at,
at?
I'm at a job.
Did she compliment you on
Hold
your
on.
muscularity?
She
Hold
mu-
on. You
she-
let somebody. You don't go to get your own food,
right.
but some random person's putting their hands through your hair.
Did she
Was
compliment?
it a good-looking woman?
Calling
Yeah.
bullshit.
Okay.
Did
that's
she
fine.
compliment you on your fucking V-shaped back or your
She
pecs?
complimented me on my get this ready
No.
flawless skin. I'm like, she's like, you have hardly any wrinkles. You don't look 41, and I'm like,
How did she
Thank
know
you.
how old you were?
because she asked me.
And you told her?
Yeah. Why
Did-
would I lie about my age?
I thought you
Did
had
you show
headphones.
her your ab?
Here's what you have to understand about this guy here. Okay.
Oh, it's coming. It's
Here's what
coming
you have
back.
to understand about this guy. This guy.
You can do it, boy.
That's all right. Look, I'm a large mammal. I'm a big sexy
For a
mammal.
record, though, I was glad that Bullet showed up to my
No, you
my
weren't.
belt test. I was.
You weren't.
Todd didn't show up because he doesn't care. He's not a good brother.
You're not a
He
good
can't even
brother.
say names.
It's fucked up, Todd.
Yeah, Todd, but John, come on.
It's
You
fucked
know what I
up.
mean?
Papa gave your belt.
I'm over here brothering softly, brother me softly. You're not there. I fucking showed up. Even Janice was there.
And Todd wonders why.
Janice hates him.
Todd wonders
So,
why.
so he had his wife and his emotional friend with him.
Todd wonders why.
What did I need to be
He's
there
on
for?
the outer circle now.
If you wanted to get back in the circle, you could have gotten into the
I'm his
circle
brother.
of trust.
I'm his brother. The
Well,
circle
he
of
is
trust
my
is.
brother.
Are
the
you
circle,
his brother?
Circle of trust is broken.
Are
Circle
you
of
really
trust
his
is
brother?
always there.
It's already been broken.
I don't know if you're his good brother anymore. Hit it. Too sweet me.
Is that what I was supposed to do?
No, you're supposed to touch the horn. Right there. There you go. Too sweet me. You know what I mean?
Is that Eskimo Brothers?
I
What-
think so.
I'm not sure
It
what
might be.
happened.
It might be.
Hey,
Biz Cliz for life.
I'm just saying. There appears to be a bond that is beyond me at this
It's-
point between you two.
It's called
Ever
Six
since-
Years of
Eskimo is when you
Podcasting.
share somebody you slept with, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Eskimo brothers.
All right. 'Cause there's a pair of sisters that I slept with that have an Eskimo bond with me.
Oh shit!
And they both did some awkward shit that was fucking real weird.
Yeah,
They
what they
used-
Eskimo sisters?
Yeah.
This guy's living in his high school glory.
No.
days.
Awkward shit.
One was
What kind
giving
of-
me oral.
Here we go.
right?
Hold on. This is the
Are you
same
gonna let
guy.
me tell the story or no?
But just before he tells this graphic story, this is the guy that hits me up off the air and goes, "Bullet,
Oh no, I'm gonna ask you
There's-
to delete this in about 5 minutes.
it's alive, brother." This is the guy that's like,
I'm
"Bullet,
just gonna do this the whole time you talk. Beep beep beep
Bu-
beep
Bullet,
beep, beep, beep.
people are offended that you're using the word cunt." So anyway, I was
I wasn't
hammering this jackhammering this chick in her asshole.
I wasn't gonna say the word cunt though.
Yeah. Okay. So tell me what she was doing. This
You
awkward
can
shit.
jackhammer a chick in her asshole all day, but you can't say the word cunt to her because that's very offensive.
I'm Scottish. Everybody's a cunt.
So anyway, the one girl, I'm hooking up with the one girl, and she's giving me oral, and she takes it and she goes, and just kind of
She
nibbles
nibbled on the head?
She nibbles on the head.
She give it a little
Oh,
like,
that's a
like
good
just
time.
weird nibble though.
She
Like
did
it
the
was,
snapper turtle.
like it was,
That's called it.
Did you instinctively? Did the hand come up like?
I
Be
pulled
careful
away.
down there.
I pulled away, and then about 6 months later, I hooked up with her older sister.
And she did the same thing.
Same fucking thing.
Holy shit! So
And
they're either sharing.
They're
technique,
taught it. That's
They're
the whole
sharing
thing
it.
I'm
sharing
thinking.
technique, or
Or somebody taught it to him.
oh my god.
Probably Bojan.
By Bojan.
I'm going to tell you a funny story. So one time,
This better be funny.
it's one time.
I want to say it's not.
No, it's what this.
Wait, hold on. Jesse's got a tattoo that says not funny.
Oh, I see. There's so
Oh, he can,
so many of them.
he can have a Cunin Immunin tattoo on him. That's fine. But he probably would pick that up, but you guys didn't because you're idiots.
I'm dealing with idiots.
So this chick, you ever have a chick? She's like sucking my dong, and
I've
she's
never had a chick sucking.
so
a dong.
she's all right. It's kind of like Ilya's
You
pizza.
see how big he's like? He's like,
He's like
It's kind of like Ilya's pizza. It's like it's all right, but it's not the greatest.
it's like
pizza.
bad, bad pepperoni.
That's
you
not
like,
bad.
it's
That's
like-
what I had for
but
dinner.
it's
actually, it's great. It's great at like 2:00 in the morning.
but it's like Ilya's pizza,
And both dicks cut into squares. Like it's just fucking. It's weird. Like,
Right.
It's not even any flavor to it.
and then it's like you smash her out a couple. You smash her out a
freezer
couple
burn.
times, and then like
And when you say smash her out,
yeah, like but then like she'll come into like all of a sudden she's like a fucking I don't know. She got like a textbook on it or watched YouTube videos or something. But she's just doing shit like, what the fuck? Have you been studying up? Have you been
That's
like,
learned behavior.
have you been practicing? She's like, no. And she's hitting her fucking
Where's
self in the
where's,
face with it.
where's the funny part?
that's a really good funny story.
Well, the funny part is that you guys are both in loveless marriages.
but
so,
some of
haha.
that, but some of that,
Oh, how dare you?
Todd
sir.
is. Love.
I know. I like your wife.
Todd's definitely love.
She's
So,
yeah. You're not. I was like, no. Todd's loved.
So-
not me.
but some of that shit's fucking. It can't be inherited
It's
or
learned
fucking.
behavior.
This guy's a black belt.
It's learned behavior.
Black belt.
That guy's
right?
black
You
belt.
didn't get your black belt by just like
No,
you learned.
You know what he told me?
It was learned
And
You know
behavior.
what he
the
told me
chick-
for
and the
real?
chick did
He
the
goes,
nibble?
Jesse's doing it the pussy way. I'm getting my ass
I've
beat. I'm
never
doing
said
it old
that.
school style. That's what he said to me. He said that.
Yo,
Jesse knows.
I will
say that.
never take anything away
Kayfabe.
from him. He got it the fucking Brazilian style. You got it way tougher. than I
Kayfabe.
did.
Well,
And he knows I wouldn't say that.
I also trained with Bob Peach for 11 and a half years.
Who's a killer.
So Bob Peach
He's
is
beat it into him for
fucking
11 years.
murdered me for 11 and a half
Yeah.
years.
he said that.
So, anyway, he's got a tattoo that says I didn't say that.
He said it, brother. Lift up the sleeve.
Biz-
I don't know
Bjorn-
if you want to see where
But
that one
John
is.
knows wasn't said. So, but they're like.
Are you really gonna get a black belt tattoo on you?
Yeah.
It's gonna be around his waist.
I talked about that. Did I not say that?
He did. He was talking
Did you
about
ever
it.
see the WWE Championship belt tattoo the guy's got around his waist?
No.
It's like, dude, it's fucking insane.
That's
looking.
something my son would get done. He's only 8, but that's something he would get done.
I can't.
But we like. I think that stuff is like it had to be taught.
Had to be.
It was a weird nibble, and I took note of it. I'm like, this is really fucking weird.
if I
Shit,
had
that
a-
was like that
look
was.
at
That's crazy.
Is that not amazing?
Holy shit, that's impressive. Like it's one thing people are like, oh, it's kind of stupid, but like that took fucking.
And that's the old school winged eagle
That's
belt. That's
tradition.
the belt that
That's
Bret
like-
Hart and Shawn Michaels had. That's the
You
belt.
got a lot of tattoos. Any you regret?
No, the ones I regret I've already had covered up.
Oh,
okay.
Look at that. Oh, well, Kate is giving me a compliment.
Karate without an R.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Kate.
Hey, Carolina. Hey.
Karate.
Say it without the R.
Karate.
Say it without the R.
Kate.
There you go.
She's
That's what he
Polish.
said.
She's
That's what he
Polish,
said
right?
the first time.
Yeah.
No, he said the R. The
She
first time.
Polish?
But for
She is
me,
Polish.
She's Polish.
but for me, it's K, Tay, KT.
Yeah, Todd has just trouble with names in general. You know,
It does sound like
let's
that.
wrap this
My name
show
is
up.
Jesse, not Yessie.
Let's wrap this show up, and then we're gonna watch the video with the sound,
Yes.
and then we'll post that, and then we'll have some fun. All right, ladies and gentlemen, thanks for coming listen to the show. You can find us on
Black Belt.
Stitcher, iHeartRadio, iTunes. Use the Coming At You
He's gonna hit me.
podcast code for Philadelphia Comedy Club or Philly Comedy Club, CAY
Look how
Pod.
swollen his hands look.
You get
Black belt.
you get discount tickets, CAY Pod, XCC
Winner.
on February 3rd. You're going to find us at the Philadelphia
Winner.
Armory.
And black belts.
Also, this Saturday, Art
Cross
of
over
War.
Ferrari.
One of the guys from one of the kids from our school is fighting at Art of War on Saturday. You also,
Black belt in jiu-jitsu.
you also have Bullet. He's going to be inherently evil.
He's got
tomorrow.
a certificate like a Cabbage Patch Kid.
Todd will be hanging out. Todd will be hanging out with Bijan from Sweden tomorrow.
He needs a home. ladies and
Jesse
gentlemen.
will be showing
The
off his
winner.
new tattoos. It's going to be a great day. And thanks for listening. Share the show. Appreciate it coming out. And best nickname of the night, WTF.
WTF, man.
What up,
Oh my
man?
God, I'm drunk all of a sudden. Don't hit me.